Show stopping. Bitch, go to hell.
That's how you feel.
That's how I'm rocking. They ain't wanna show no love to the boy. Ain't wanna hug the boy. But now I'm up, they turn on me. Who the fuck the boy? Bitch, don't touch me. Talking nothing else, boy. Don't let me get near your bitch, boy. She gon' sex me. Call Becky up. We gon' go and buy a boat. Bitch, I like jet skis. I like getting money, making shorties come and neck me. I like drinking 40s with my motherfucking besties. Talking about he know me, boy, he know he never met me. More money, more problems, but that money got me.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good.
Let's go.
Applebee's really big meal deal for $9.99. Size matters when it comes to our big classic bacon cheeseburger, plus endless fries and drinks, all for just $9.99.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate, there is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me, this is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. Like iron from the fire. Getting strong.
3, 2, 1, and we're live.
And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Tito Levine, and this is the Impulse Show. And with me, as always, sitting in the darkness, the guy we can only see with eyeballs and when he smiles, Jeffrey Keaton.
You know what? I don't have to talk much. I'm out of the frame now.
He doesn't have a camera.
You are out of the frame. We're using all of the cameras tonight, but don't worry, the Jeffy Cam will be back. It is popular and demanded by all across the nation. And also sitting next to me, a wonderful caramel delight.
Thank you.
We've got loud people.
I'm like the Culver's secret menu. The flavor of the day. That's what it's called.
You're like the creme brulee.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Just kind of
yes.
that nice little that sugary caramel layer that's like
Just enough.
glazed over and it looks just perfect.
That's me.
Yes.
It's because I was out at Crandon the past few weeks.
You know, I would dare say sun-kissed.
Thank you. I would also say that.
Speaking of sun-kissed, sitting across from us, we have the brand new CF Moto drivers returning. We've got Rodney and Owen Van Eperen. How's it going, gentlemen?
Pretty good. Excited to be here.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we talked off-road, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. You guys again kind of won the championship and then just went away.
Yeah, it
Just disappeared.
You did, man, and it was not. I just want to let you know it was not intentional to chase you away by saying that pro stock was boring. I just I wanted to I didn't think you were gonna go away and then make us
Just ghosting you guys.
yeah.
He love bombed us.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. You did so good, and then we're like, "Hey, we bought in." And you're like, "All right, now I'm gone." So yeah, no, gentlemen, are you? I mean, right? Are you guys excited to be back? I mean, again, right? You got the whole CF Moto thing behind you. I know, again, man, vague, a lot of questions, but what's the feeling and anticipation for Fall Crandon? Is it a different feeling this time around, knowing that this is the first time you guys are kind of hitting the track this season?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long break, kind of needed. We were at the end of last year. We had the best year we ever had, but at the same token, I was ready for a break and really ready for a new challenge. Not to say we mastered anything, but ready for a new challenge. So when we had this opportunity, we got to have a break and have that new challenge. So it's been a long time off, but it's coming up here really quick. And I'm not going to lie, we're getting nervous because we got a lot of stuff to do between now and Crandon. So coming here is not ideal, but, we had to come on and talk about it and try and promote Crandon and then promote us with CF Moto.
Yeah. What about Mr. Owen?
Yeah, it's been a while. A lot of work, like he said. Just excited to be back, though. See familiar faces. It's like seeing you guys, seeing everyone at the track at Crandon, and yeah, it's been a while. So hopefully, I didn't lose my driving. But
I was just literally about to ask that. What are you more worried about? Getting the vehicle track ready for Crandon, or the potential rustiness? Is that even a vocabulary word in your guys' life?
I just want to show up and just hopefully everything's in shape where we can go out there, compete, have good races, and finish. If we go across the finish line, we'll be happy. I think no matter what, we'll be driving wise. It's a little different. Not like dirt bikes take time off. I think we'll still be there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully we can just be in a good spot with the cars and make them last, durable, and all that stuff. That takes time to figure out, though. So.
Yeah, as far as rust for driving for me, I don't know. Last time I raced, I crashed, so I haven't driven a car since. I think it was Luke. We're at Glen Helen last year, and he's like, "Have you ever crashed a car in a champ race or anything?" I'm like, "No, never." And crashed for the first time at Glen Helen on the second day, and I haven't really driven a car since. So yeah, it could be rust. Who knows? We'll find out quick.
Yeah, dude. Man, shit, I can't remember what I was gonna say. You caught me off guard with that one. But no. So again, right, Fall Crandon, you guys are coming in. What is the biggest I guess hurdle other than getting the car ready? What has been the biggest hurdle for you guys from the end of Glen Helen to where you are now? Because I mean, again, right? I understand that you guys are having again a stressful time. that it's right around the corner, right? It's essentially next week. But in that time frame from the end of Glen Helen to now, what's kind of been the biggest hurdle for you guys to get over? Is it getting this CF Moto deal? Was it kind of closing it? Was it was something that is unknown that people might not know? I guess what's the biggest hurdle for both of you?
Well, for me, I mean, we started talking about this at Glen Helen last year. We knew we needed something. We knew the Yamaha thing was going away. So I mean, let's be real. Two other manufacturers that are readily known in the series is pretty full. So we knew there was nothing there. So we're kind of hinting around and what should we do? And I mean, honestly, I sent an email to them guys 6 months. I mean, early in the short course season, and they're like, I don't think we're really going racing. And we're out at Glen Hill, and all of a sudden I got a message, hey, if you guys got interest in talking, give me a call. So it started out at Glen Helen. We never had a contract signed until February. And then we never had cars until May. So
Holy crap,
it's,
man.
you know, and we built a new race hauler and an awning and just the infrastructure that goes along with that. And 4 race cars, you know, 2 Ultra 4s, 2 short course cars. The Ultra 4s aren't as extreme as the short course. So yeah, to say as an undertaking in 4 months is a lot. You know, I think, you know, we tested at Crandon last Friday and I think things are pretty good. I think the 2 things is just the computer in these cars nowadays are just hard to get around. That's 1. And 2, you know, just CVT. We're new to it. We never had a belt driving us around the track before. So that's probably the 2 biggest hurdles right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, like we had a contract signed somewhat early and stuff. Like we knew what we were going to be doing, but time frame of when we got cars, and then we thought maybe we could get them a little earlier, but then the Z10, I think it released till April, right?
Yeah.
April's when it got released to the public for dealers and stuff. So we had to wait till then, and we thought we were going to get some testing in before then with like stock cars on like off-road parks and stuff, but just never got around to it. So it's pretty blind coming in, and then just had to get straight to building cars and took up all of our time. So
ideally, would you guys have liked to get it in like April? I guess, like you said, again, right? You signed in February. When did you guys think you were going to get cars? Did you think it was going to be obviously sooner than, you know, sooner than when you got them? And I guess what was the big setback on it? Is it just kind of like materials? Was it, again, you know, just kind of new bugs in the car that they weren't comfortable with giving you? Or I guess kind of what was the biggest deal on why it feels like it's such a late?
Yeah. Well, the Z10 was actually unveiled maybe not a year before, but almost a year before April. And they found a couple little things that they weren't comfortable with, and they took the car back and fixed them, and they brought it to market with something that's really durable. I mean, it's really impressive what they did. So there was definitely, it came out later than they expected. We thought we could get some pre-pros or something and maybe get our hands on something. And then we're like, all right, we're so close to just getting a production car and everything. And, you know, if you get a pre-pro, from what I understand, you gotta crush it when you're done with it. And like, well, I don't really want to build a car and crush it. So let's just wait and take some down the production line. And then, like I said, we got them in early May. So end of April, early May. So yeah, that was the holdup, but we would have loved to get cars earlier, but totally understand on their end. And they've been really understanding. They're like, man, anything we get from you guys this year is just a bonus. We're just working towards next year. So if you guys can get a little bit of time on the cars and understand what you need to work on in the off season, that's all we're asking for. So
yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say was talking about like rust and like conditioning. Like I know, like when I was out at Pine Ridge, you know, kind of back on the, you know, back on the old dirt bike, you know, kind of the knees didn't feel like how they used to, like back in the glory day, you know what I mean? So with you guys, did you guys get any chance to do any sort of like conditioning or any like lap time, or did you guys take like complete time off and you didn't jump in any vehicle and do any laps or anything else like that? Just so it's like having a basketball player not even practice hoops.
Last Friday was the first time I drove a side-by-side since Glen Helen last year.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay.
But like, I mean, that being said, like I have a dirt bike track in my backyard.
Yeah.
I ride dirt bike. Still like I got a basketball hoop in my shed too. Play basketball out there. Like still busy, still doing stuff. But yeah, in terms of physically driving a UTV fast on a track was Glen Helen. But I mean, that being said, they talk about the rust. I don't know. I felt pretty natural at Crandon when we were testing there. It's not like, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I feel out of my element. Like I definitely made some mistakes and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that would have happened, but but it's one of them things where when you get back into it, you just kind of find your flow, get back in the rhythm that you were in, and I think it comes pretty natural to be able to pick up where I left off or whatever. So
yeah. About you, Rodney?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I haven't driven much, you know, some trail riding and stuff like that, but got a lot of time in a lawnmower this summer, so it should be good, I think. But same thing as Owen. I mean, it's you get back in it, and yeah, did I feel like I was driving a car the week before? No, but I don't know. It's not like you just forget how to drive it. Now racecraft could be a little bit different, but we got so many new things going on. The cars are, you know, just so different with the CVT. You're sitting there the whole while. What am I doing with this hand? Where should I put it? Because you're used to shifting, you know, obviously. So,
and I was just about to ask the biggest difference going from Yamaha to the CF Moto, kind of what's the biggest difference for like you guys? Is it, comfortability, like where your knees, are positioned at, your feet, again, is it customized specifically for you? Did you get more playroom as far as like stuff goes? I guess what's the biggest, like, again, for us, like camera guys, like, right, what's the big spec difference between like a Canon and a Red, or, a Canon and a Sony, right? To us, we can tell you, but for everyone else, like, what's the biggest difference between CF Moto and a Yamaha?
Yeah, I mean, it's even our Yamahas at the end, and we did the same thing at CF Moto. We take it down to the chassis, bare chassis, cut a lot of it off, and start up from there. So the whole driver cab and everything like that is pretty much the same. We actually got, like, compared to my Pro Stock last year, the seat in the C10 feels very similar. Like I told him that when I came off the track, I was like, man, this seat feels like the exact same spot as mine from last year, and like driver cab and stuff like that. But yeah, biggest difference is like we kind of hit on learning a CVT. I've never driven a belt driven car, besides for the RMAX when we would do a couple woods races. I've never driven a belt driven car on a track, short course track, or anything like that. So it's different. Learning curves, clutching. I know nothing about clutching at all. He has snowmobile experience, like all that stuff. Like he's talking about primary and secondary. I barely know what that means. So that's the difference. But in terms of like a UTV is a UTV at the end of the day. I feel like they're all very similar. They all kind of feel the same when you get into it. It's just there's differences that you might not notice as a driver, but in terms of drivability, you'll notice. So.
Yeah, for me, when we started building the chassis, the first thing, the packaging is different because you got the engine and the transmission and the rear diff all in one spot right in the back. So with no transmission in the middle, we had a lot of room to move things around and put bigger radiators in there that we would like to think are hopefully overkill, but we'd rather be too much than not enough. So it really opened up areas in there for a lot of things, but yeah, it's a different beast for sure. But like Owen said, they kind of all somewhat package the same way. The theory behind building one is all the same. I mean, other than, CVT versus a stick shift, I don't feel like the cars feel way different other than this new chassis that John Fitzgerald built that, kind of started off his Pro Stock. It has that same feel that we've been looking for. And so far, I mean, we've only tested with it once, so I'm not going to claim miracles here, but I'm excited because I never, our turbo cars were not the same series as Pro Stock last year. His Pro Stock was definitely a step up from our turbo cars. So I've never experienced what he's experienced with the Pro Stock. So now I'm finally experiencing it. And we're pretty excited for sure. I mean, it's going to take us some time, but we hopefully we get a horse in a race eventually.
Is that a welcome to change then? Like going from a stick to a CVT, like having kind of that spare room to like play with a little bit more, I guess is that a welcome change, or is that one of those where like, you get done building something and you're like, oh, I got 5 screws here. Like, it just means I built it better. Like, or is it that kind of feeling, I guess?
Yeah, there's pros and cons. I mean, every time we would get beat, where we felt like it was from the CVTs, which was real slippery tracks. When we had tight corners, we're just like, God dang, them effing CVTs are such an advantage. And then we get to some of the big tracks, and I'm sure they're going them effing stick shifts. And, I mean, it's kind of a horse apiece, and depending on the tracks, so they definitely come out the corners hard. I mean, when you leave the corner, the CVT is a nice steady pull. It's like a diesel truck, you're not going to feel like it's ripping your arms off, but it's a nice steady pull. That's first comment me and him said as soon as we get in. I'm like, pulls hard leaving the corners.
So somebody like me and Jeffrey's size we're going to want to go with something like that, again, that kind of gets us, me and him, out of the corner, right? Whereas maybe Lyle is kind of a Yami guy or something, of that magnitude, where he's small enough to where he doesn't need to get out of there.
Well, and we ain't got the transmission in there now, so we can put a nice big old lazy boy seat in there for you too.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. I mean, I know we were just talking about snowcross before the cameras went on, and they got what, a 30 plus. That's what we need, man. We need a 300 plus. And I mean, they're all kinds of classes now in Champ. Like, why not add what's one more?
Just make it at the end of the weekend. So if it gets cartwheel, we got at least 2 weeks to fix it.
The last race of the day.
Yeah. It's like it's not even the chassis that messed up; it's the seat. the bolts came out. No, but and I guess like right between the CF Moto and then the Yamaha, I guess right, what's the biggest difference or what's the biggest feel? I mean, again, if it is the CVT and the transmission, then you can obviously say that, but for you guys, what do you feel is the biggest difference, and what do you feel is going to be working in your guys' favor as far as like your driving styles?
Yeah, the CVT I think more so fits my driving style even than his. Like leaving corners, I've kind of come to start like tiptoeing around the insides. Like I think you've seen a lot of it's kind of the trend now, I'd say, or whatever. He likes to still just drive it in as hard as he can and
Hell yeah.
find the berm somewhere. And,
Find the berm somewhere.
Yeah. But
somewhere, someone.
Yeah.
Whichever comes first.
Yeah.
But that I think that CVT is really going to fit me, and that's what I'm most excited about to see how I can adapt to that and adapt that to my driving style. But even like suspension wise and stuff, for travel, going through like even like Ultra 4 cars, I'll hit on them quick, like travel, desert, rocks, all that stuff. Super excited to see how they do out in that stuff. They're gonna thrive in that type of stuff with the way their suspension's set up. So I think in every aspect we're a little excited about everything about them. We just need to get a little more time under it to really prove that to ourselves. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, ditto that, but I think the biggest hurdle for us is just understanding the CVT. You hear from every racer out there that's CVT. Positive thing is we feel like we got the best guys in our corner. We got tap clutches on the things, and we get to reach in the pockets of everybody at the factory, and everybody's willing to help right now. So CVT is my biggest scare, but I feel like the only thing I'm really worried about is we just don't have enough time to really dial it in between now and Crandon. I know we'll get it long term. I mean, you see these guys with CVTs, they're not blowing belts like they used to. You guys remember back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
We would get to the big tracks at Crandon and Bark River, and if we were battling with them guys, you just start smelling rubber and you just slow down. You're like, well, it's just a matter of time. The belt's going to blow. So they've gotten way better, and we got the right people in our corner. We'll figure it out. Just how figured out are we going to become Crandon? That's the question.
Yeah. And I think, maybe for you, is it kind of like an exciting welcome challenge? Like you waxed everybody in 24, right? Or in 25. I just mopped everyone up that I could think of. You know what I mean? And then now it's like you're almost starting over again. Where you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like now I've got a challenge. Again, you're moving from a Yamaha to this, and now you're like, hey, once I get a hold of this, then you wax everyone again. Are you then going to move to like, Kawasaki, or just for challenge sake, or is that like a welcome challenge though? Knowing like, hey, now it's like I have to apply maximum effort again.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to get there in the Yamaha too. I thought it'd come a little earlier. To be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, new challenge, new start. I needed a freshened start. We've been just kind of doing the same thing. Like even, I know he kind of hit on it, like car builds. They're all pretty similar, but them Yamahas were all the same for I don't even know how many years. And setup wise, like we would barely change a thing coming into the season until this very last year when we did something crazy with my pro stock. So new challenges. I'm excited to see how it's all going, and that's kind of a big reason why we are rushing to do Crandon and Glen Helen. Because I mean, obviously we just kind of alluded to it earlier in the podcast, how rushed we are to get here and how late we got everything to get ready for these two races. We probably didn't have to be ready for them, to be honest with you. It was more of we wanted to get this time in at the end of the year to not only because it was already released to everyone, but just show that we're there, and then be prepared for next year. Like if we can get out of these two races with valuable testing on real racetracks against real competition, that's going to mean more than anything in the off season, just testing by ourselves. So
yeah. I mean, and I think it's a great move, it's invaluable. You can go fast by yourself all you want, but until you're in race pace, like you can't recreate it. You know what I mean? And I do think it's valuable data. And again, right, sometimes the stuff you do in a race is nowhere near what you do by yourself, and you have to figure these things out. And I think it's a great decision. Again, whether it's rushed or not, there's still, I think, valuable information there to be gathered.
Yeah, I mean, even like like a test day, when you show up to Crandon, your lap times are either 3 seconds faster than a lap time ever seen there, or 3 seconds slower. Like you don't know where you line up, you know. Like so it's just nice to be on a real track with real racers, real competition to really gauge yourself, you know.
Yeah. What's the full deal for the rest of the season for Crandon and Glen Helen? I know you guys talked about, again, like pro stock, pro side by side, Ultra 4. What's everybody going to be racing for fall Crandon? Like, what's your guys' schedule like? And then what's ever going to be racing for Glen Helen?
So for fall Crandon, we'll do 2 Ultra 4 cars, 2 short course cars, and pro side by side. They don't have a car that fits the pro stock realm right now. So right now it's just going to be pro side by side for the foreseeable future. And then Glen Helen will be just the 2 pro side by sides. We have to be out in Sand Sports Show 2 weeks before.
Okay.
So we have to have the hauler out there in the race cars for a couple different companies. So we're tossing around, go to Sand Sport. We're going to test a couple days after that at Glen Helen. Then we got what week and a half. We're going to debate whether we're going to stay out there. You know, we might bring the Ultra 4 cars. Maybe we'll cruise over to KOH or something, rip through the rocks, or else we'll just go home, one of the two. But then after that, we got what in Kentucky? We're going to hit that one in Kentucky. Is it Leatherwood?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leatherwood, Kentucky. We'll do Ultra 4 race, and that's going to be end of the year. I think there's been some little talks about King of Hammers. I don't know. I mean, if we went there, it would be one of 2 things. I think we would go there and say, hey, these cars are pretty stock. Let's just see if we can put them across the finish line, you know? Or we go there and go, you know what, let's bring the semi. Let's do some cool videos. Let's go pre-running with all these guys and keep track of what it's all about to maybe do it in the future too, you know? So the cool thing is CF Moto is just, they're new into racing and they're gun-ho, and they're kind of like, you know, they're definitely not saying, what do you guys want to do? We can do it. That's not the case.
Yeah.
But they're always open, like, oh, what are you guys thinking? You know, so we get to drop what we want to do, and then they give us a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah. What about like a color scheme? Are you guys going to be rocking the same color scheme as when everything was unveiled?
Yeah, that's their MotoGP color. So they have a Moto 2 and a Moto 3 team. So kind of like that's their only real factory racing thing. So they wanted to kind of keep all racing similar colors, kind of like every manufacturer kind of has their color, you know. So that's going to be their colors now moving forward for any kind of racing they do in the future, and just signify CF Moto as a brand, kind of like every other manufacturer. So
yeah, it's definitely a little bit loud at first. I was like, I don't know, but I love it now. He rolled out on the track first time at Crandon, and I'm standing on the top of that little house by the finish line, and I'm on the radio. I'm like, oh my God, that thing looks tough.
Yeah, that's what we were saying too when we first saw it go out there. Me and Jordan, I was like, that thing looks nice out there.
It looks a little different too, I think. I mean, maybe, you know how cars, they just keep blending in when you get in a race, but I don't know. I think that might stand out a little bit more, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm fully excited to see, again, Crandon Race Week, and whether again you guys are at the top, you know, or again just trying to get information. I think it's great to see you guys out there regardless.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. After the season that you guys had last year, and then to not be at the start of the season, and then to be back, I think is a wonderful treat. You know, and I guess. You know, what number are you going back to 45? You're going to switch it up?
Yeah.
You're going to keep it?
No, I'll stick with 45, and he's going to run the number 1. I mean, we never got to
nice,
we never got to run it. We asked CF Moto, they're like, heck yeah. So we're like, let's rock it the last 2 races, and then he'll hopefully go back to 5 next year, as long as is that number there should be open, right? Hopefully.
Better be.
Yeah, I think Ariel has 05.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Pro side by side. I think Ariel has
I think she was 05 when you were 5, so I think we're fine.
Yeah, yeah. Because in stock, it's David Gay is 9, and then Benny Hanna is 09. So I do like that they allow that.
Yeah,
like the zero, the zero in it.
Yep.
So, well, what are you guys' expectations then? I guess for Crandon, you know, I mean, the reason I ask that is because the more stock is pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Stock is stocked. No. Stock is
Because what's like the racing this year?
Jeez. English. Stock is stacked with a bunch of talent, and the pro side by side this year has kind of been, who's finishing. Basically, I think is what it's come down to, and it's been a shift, right? I mean, pro side by side used to be, the cream of the crop, man. You had, both you guys, you had, CJ, you had Kyle Chaney, Andrew Carlson, list Ronnie Anderson, and then now it's a lot of those names are gone.
Yeah.
So I guess with that being said, right now with how stock is and you guys, what are your expectations? And right, I understand you gotta manage them, but at the end of the day, you guys are competitors.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know.
Yeah.
Obviously the goal is to always win. Like I said, I don't know if this car is gonna be at the speed of Boodle and CJ and them at the front or not. Like you said, Turbo this year was a little weird. Andrew didn't do all the races. Kyle hasn't been there this year with us not being there. It was a little shift from even just last year when everyone was there. But Crandon always brings everyone out. Obviously Ronnie's gonna be there. Andrew's gonna be there, I believe. That might be all that's going back. I'm not sure if Kyle's got a UTV or not, but yeah, there's gonna be more talent there. And I guess kind of the goal the whole time was like, if we can run top 5, possibly, like you said, braking, we can maybe end up on the podium. But if we can get this thing dialed in to the point where we have speed, I'm gonna go for a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just play it by ear, and I think we'll know a lot more after that first practice when we hit the track. So
yeah. Is there anyone? And again, right, I know like the race community is pretty tight, and I know that right there's obviously a difference between CF Moto, Polaris, and even. I guess some pro side by side. There's only Polaris,
Can-Am.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and
all of them.
that's right. Having friends, are you able to then ask people or get advice as far as like you said, man, clutching is something that you guys is new and different to you. Where once you get there, is it going to be like an all hands-on kind of thing where like, hey, let's try to figure this thing out, right? You don't have crazy high expectations to repeat or even to win. So I feel like that's going to be a fun weekend, I guess, of gathering a bunch of info.
It's going to be an information gathering thing, and like I said, I know we have the best team around us. I mean, Luke from Beyond Redline and all his guys, and John Fitzgerald, and the help of the guys at CF Moto, they've been just completely priceless. We don't know where we stand right now, but at the end of the day, it's a 1,000 cc, turbo engine. I mean, there's not rocket science there. They're going to be somewhat similar, right? It's just a matter of how dialed in we can get it by Crandon. I want to say I'm not worried long term. I know by next year we can be a lot better, but we don't know what we don't know right now. It's basically
yeah. So. Is there a big difference between how your vehicles are built? I mean, again, right, you two different drivers, again, two different sizes for the most part. One might be medium and one might be large, but is like your car built for like like it's got like padding for when you kick the shit out of it and you punch it and you get mad at it, is there some you got one of those stress balls?
Yeah, I need something on the interior of this one. But it's actually funny. I think it's kind of funny because we run the same. Everything's identical. You could probably take every part off of my car and put it onto his car, and even setup wise and stuff is different as our driving styles are. We run the same setup, and a lot of times they're the same exact speed. So that's a nice thing about side by sides. I feel like too is like. We're not always chasing setup, and I feel like setup in side-by-sides isn't like in some of the other classes. Pro 2, that's all you hear about is setup, which again, that class is super important. But for side-by-sides, it's like we run the same setup on pretty much every track. Both of us is different driving styles as we are, and it works for every single occasion. So that's it's quite interesting that it kind of works out that way. But
yeah, it's also with that whole setup thing, and he hit it on the head. I'm sure Pro 2 and trying to make traction is a totally different deal. And I know setup's important, but how the track changes from being over water in the beginning to traction in the middle to blue groove at the end. So at some point, like these guys that constantly are just, oh, my setup was off, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it is the driver's job to compensate during that race to according to what the car is doing, right? So I'm not claiming to be the best at that, but at sometimes I've done this my whole life in motocross and everything else. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and go, you know what? The setup right here is wrong. You know? So,
Yes. 100%. I've had to do that.
Sometimes you got to look in the mirror.
And I've had, man. And sometimes I'm just like, you know, I felt like my wrist was a little tight at times.
Strike two.
And
Strike two.
come on, I'm trying to let them know.
I've been cramping up in my old age. Sometimes my foot cramps down, throttle wide open, and sometimes not at all. So.
But no, I guess right for you guys, what are you looking forward to the most from now until next season? Right? I mean, I'm sure, right? Racing Falkland and Glen Helen, you know, what are you looking forward to the most? Is it that moment that you guys get that aha figure out, or is there like an event from now until the next season that you guys are like, oh, like this is what I'm looking forward to being in a CF Moto vehicle?
Yeah, I guess for me, it's, you know, we have a new boss. I mean, we basically work for them, and I want to impress CF Moto. So whatever it takes to do that, I mean, that's why we're working so hard. We want this to be a long-term relationship, as do they. So, you know, you want to keep the party going and just impress them and have them be happy about the product we put out there and the money they spent. So, as you guys know, it's so hard to get sponsors nowadays, and just winning races on the track isn't good enough anymore. You know, you need to be doing a lot of other things. So we're excited. I mean, do we want to be running all over the country? No, but if that sets us apart and brings value into what we do, we're going to go do sand sport shows or their dealer events or whatever they want us to do. Because like I said, I mean, 8 weekends a year racing for Champ isn't, you know, it's not quite full time. So we're going to try and fill them schedules and make sure they're happy with what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of alluded to it before, but yeah, a whole off season's pretty exciting. Just not being rushed, being able to spend time developing and learning. That's pretty exciting in its own right. And then on top of that, like you said, we'll do all the other stuff, like talked about King of Hammers, Sand Sports Show, all that type of stuff that goes on in the off season. And I'm sure there's going to be more stuff that comes up, but having a full off season, be able to test, be able to develop all the stuff that we'll learn from these last two, all the stuff that we have working on that's not quite ready even for this year that we will be having ready by the time next year comes. Stuff like that is what excited for. And it's basically this car, and then we'll revamp it, you know, through all the testing and get ready for next year. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Are you guys excited about like new like race suits and new merch, or is that all very, you know, again, kind of right? What's the word I'm looking for? Surface level, or what's like cosmetic is what I'm looking for. I mean, come on, like you said, man, we got race suits sitting here. I mean, with the cool colors of CF Moto, you guys got some cool race suits lined up. You know, you got a cool 3X that's out there. You know, maybe a sweet hat, like a sweet hot rod CF Moto hat. You know what I mean? Kind of, you got that shit out there.
We got some really cool stuff going with Simpson. They're really trying to get into our market, which is exciting. Unfortunately, we're just behind the 8 ball with it, and we're gonna have to run some of the off the shelf suits for these last 2 races, which is fine. They have a great off the shelf suit. They got a lot of new products coming out over the winter that we get to use, so we're excited about that. But yeah, I mean, everything. I mean, our trailer is probably what I'm most excited about. I mean, we can fit 4 UTVs in it, you know, brand new custom made, you know, 53-foot trailer to build it exactly the way we wanted it. So that's cool. All the new awnings, all the new easy ups and flags and tablecloth covers, and I think we're gonna surprise some people. It's nice when you can build a program from scratch, right? Usually let's buy this trailer and try and make it work for off-road racing, and we're maybe buy this awning that's got some stuff on it we'll try and cover up, right? We're lucky enough to what we had going on to build a program from scratch, and I don't want to get too excited, but I think it's going to look pretty professional. Hopefully everybody agrees.
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys always had a you know, super professional set up with like Yamaha and like all the crew members and stuff. You guys always looked, really fresh, really professional. So yeah, I look forward to the setup. Right. I mean, I get it. Right. There's pride in that presentation though, for sure. Do you guys have any more questions? I just want to touch on Ultra 4 at Crandon, and then
how about we get into some fan questions here?
Yeah.
So Jazzy Cold Cuts, and you kind of hit on this already. Coming back from a long break, what are your expectations going into Crandon? And can Tito hit turn 1 flat-footed?
In what car?
In your pro side-by-side.
Oh, easily.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, just, if anything, I wish there was more room, for it to go further down. Like it hits the floor, carve out more, so then it just.
That thing's the easiest driving car I've ever driven.
Except Tito, you're going to be on the left side of that car going in turn 1, right? We'll make a sway bar adjustment.
Yeah. We're talking about taking turn 1 backwards, right?
Okay. JD Media 23. Is there any concerns of getting parts with it being a new production vehicle?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. Ever since COVID, someone can say, "Oh, a CF Moto, we're missing these parts or this, that." But I'm telling you, been in the dealership business, it isn't just CF Moto. It doesn't matter what manufacturer you're dealing with. Since COVID, it's not been good. So yeah, there's a concern there, but no different than there would be for any other manufacturer.
Okay. Zachary Draftkin, was the cutaway car at the show another pro stock?
No, that's my turbo car. So the one on display, it had my number on it, but that one is his. Just kind of wanted the number 1 for display and everything purposes, but that was my turbo car. That was where it was in the build process 2 weeks ago. So
he makes me take the first build always, because you're always, as you're building them, you're going, I wish we'd have done this different, wish we'd have done that different. So that's why I always get the first car, but little does he know, we don't even know if the second car is going to be ready. So maybe I'm the only one racing.
Calling sick. Sorry, Owen.
Cole Catlin, are you guys going to explore other short course series? So as you know, you got Champ Off-Road, you got the Core Series out west. That's primarily UTVs. But heard that, last year they brought in Pro Light, and heard this year they're going to bring in Pro 2. And then you have the Outlaw Series that's happening down south. So I guess where Cole's getting at, like, are you guys planning on doing any other series during the winter break or in between time?
I mean, it's kind of right now we just have the Ultra 4 cars and the Champ cars for now. It's just cool seeing other areas, giving people the race and stuff. But you see CF Moto banners everywhere at Champ. I feel like that's where a lot of the competition is right now. It's kind of where I want to race right now, but not to say that we won't race another short course series in the future. It all kind of depends what happens with the short course landscape, I guess, per se. But yeah, I guess for now it's just Champ Off-Road and do a little bit Ultra 4. And then if eventually down the line, if there is another series that we want to run and CF Moto supports it, we'll go run it. But for now, we're pretty strict to these 2 series unless something changes.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know, like in the off season, if you will, if you guys wanted to test as far as like racing style testing, if you guys would go out west and run the Core Series at all.
I think it's a possibility for sure. I mean, first and foremost, CF Moto is really about Champ, but for sure in the off season, do some testing. It's cool what them guys got going on over there for sure. So definitely want to support Champ first and foremost, but man, it'd be great to get out there and do some of that stuff. But like everything, you take a 53-foot trailer and a bunch of race cars out to California and creates quite a big fuel bill. So it's going to come down to whether or not CF Moto wants us out there or not, I guess.
Okay. From Austin, are you gonna have CF Moto units for sale at your dealership?
Damn, that's a good question.
Remember when I said if I start squirming in the chair?
All right.
Banana.
Jazzy Cold Cuts, again, to clarify, can he hit the flat foot in a Pro 4?
No.
Actually, I do
know.
it on the sim all the time.
Never
Only
driven a
wrecked
Pro
once.
4.
Only wrecked once.
Never driven one.
Well, you're pretty close in a pro side, but they go just as fast.
Getting there.
So
Getting there.
I mean, so if you can do it, right? Like I can do it.
We'll see.
Because if you can do it.
No, I can actually answer that. We're exploring opportunities, and we would love to. Logistically, I don't know if it makes sense right now where we are, but we're definitely exploring opportunities, and we need to kind of revisit it after Glen Helen. Right now, we just got so much stuff going on that we put it on the back burner. But we would love to. I mean, it's a great brand. We want to move forward with them long term, and that's going to be the goal for sure.
All right.
Yeah. Units aren't just like T-shirts where you can just swap them out.
No. Unfortunately, there's territories and a whole bunch of stuff that goes along with it. So I wish it was that simple. And yeah, we wanna. I mean, the growth this brand is on right now it's just crazy. And being at the dealer show, I mean, the enthusiasm from every employee there is just it's exciting to be part of it. I don't want to keep bragging, but it's exciting, and it's exciting for people that are excited for us. You know, usually, sometimes you got a little group of racers at a company, and they're excited for it, and the rest of them don't even know what it is. And man, everyone there was jumping up and down about what was going on. So it makes you feel pretty good, and makes you feel good about all the hard work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then last one, Emma, what's your guys' pre-race meal of choice?
Noodles.
Damn, bro's all about them nudes. That's cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Rodney?
Pretty much nothing. I don't even eat day of a race. I don't
What?
eat it. Yeah, I don't know if it's just nerves or what, you know, maybe a protein bar or something like that. But man, day of a race. I know that's not right. I know it's not good. I'm not recommending it.
Yeah, Emma, you better start making me some right now.
I figured that's what Emma was.
Is it one of those where after the race, then you can just gorge and eat as much? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Then it's junk food and whatever's laying around as you're working on the cars.
Dude, I hear you. I hear you. When this could be legit, okay?
All right.
This is gonna be legit.
Okay.
Is that like when I go do stand up? So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Skyline Comedy, going first open mic.
Just as important as
before like I go on stage, I'm super nervous. And I in all the time that I do it, still to this day, I cannot eat before I go on stage because I'm so nervous. Like that's all I can think about. But once the set's done, once the adrenaline's all gone, then it's like all right, like let's let's have a feast. You know what I mean? It's like I get it. I was at Loretta Lynn's and
he goes, all right now.
All right.
You should try an energy drink right before you go up there. Actually, I do that once in a while before the race, just a little one.
Yeah. So we're a little bit different. Before I go on stage, I do some Red Bull and vodka.
There you go.
And I kind of like helps with it a little bit because when I went for a job interview, like first job interview in Milwaukee, I'm nervous, man. Like I'm like, oh, dude, like I need this. I need to get off the res, bro. Like, I need this job.
And you want to go to Milwaukee?
And so I went down to Milwaukee. It was a hotel as an assistant general manager, and I changed in a fucking Shell station bathroom. And I'm so nervous, and I'm like, how do I get rid of these nerves? I'm like, oh, I know.
In the stall, did you change?
Yeah,
I'm
in the
picturing
stall.
you in that stall.
In the stall,
like
in the
Tommy
bathroom.
Boy.
Yeah, there's just a little bitty stall, man. I'm like getting changed in there, dude. Like a tie, a button up, like dress pants, everything. And I'm like, how do I get rid of these nerves? I'm like, oh, I know. I'm like, I'm gonna drink a Red Bull. Because I figured like if my nerves are up here, but if I bring everything else up, I'm even across the board, and then I'll be all right. So, dude, I chugged it like a 16-ounce Red Bull, listened to EDM, drove up and down, drove up and down the street, crushed the interview, got the job, and that's just been the way ever since. So, I mean, maybe try that. I don't know.
It's a good potion. We'll try it. Maybe try that.
That's it for questions. So go ahead, Tito.
Oh, and then just the last question I got then for you gentlemen is, again, right, Ultra 4, man. We didn't even get to touch on that. Just kind of give us the breakdown, man, as far as the difference between, again, how much is there a difference between, right, the Ultra 4s that you ran last year and the Ultra 4s you run this year? Because, I mean, right, so different than short course, and it's a completely different animal. Where's the confidence as far as like that goes, as far as Ultra 4? I mean, I'm sure it's fun, right? It's a different mode of racing, but kind of what's the difference there?
Yeah, I mean, Crandon is kind of a short course race, but now they did a little more rocks, and I think we're going less on the short course, so it will be a little bit more of an Ultra 4 race, but definitely not taking anything away from what we raced in Ultra 4 in the past, but it wasn't a purpose-built Ultra 4 car. It was a sport utility vehicle, and we were trying to promote that. So we have a full-blown car that really, I mean, from a production standpoint, is built for basically what Ultra 4 races are. So we only tested with them at Crandon, but I mean, I don't know, Owen, what do you think? I think
I mean, it's definitely a little upgrade from what we had before in terms of racing pace, but yeah, it's exciting to have something that I feel like we can go out there and be somewhat competitive with. I mean, still, it's that Ultra 4 car is a bone stock car. It literally has stock cage on it, and like that Ultra 4, they have like different cage rules or whatever, so that works. And it's just got what do we got? GPS radios, spare tire mount on it. Everything else, it's completely stock machine. So. It's a 64-inch wide. A lot of them cars are wider, so on a short course, that's probably going to hurt us a bit. So not expecting necessarily a win in that either. You know? But definitely to be up there again and have a little bit an edge if we can get the whole shot on it. Also on the short course, you never know.
Yeah. We're kind of disappointed it wasn't short course more like last year. Like, shit, that's kind of our bread and butter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. Them things you drove last year. When you guys would like break down, I was like, okay, good. I love you guys, man, but I saw that, I was like, ooh.
Hey, I think we're in qualifying, and someone was teasing one of our guys about calling them tractors or something like that. And all of a sudden he looks at the times, he goes, well, the tractor just went P3.
Yeah, man. I could pick you out easily, man. When you guys going up the rocks, like, oh, there's Owen.
Probably flipped over.
Yeah, right. So no, that's why I just wanted to ask, was like the big difference, because I remember seeing them things. I'm like, that's a choice. That's a build.
We got to win in them things.
Yeah,
Davis, Oklahoma, 1 and 2.
They actually weren't bad in tighter woods races.
They're,
When you didn't need the
durable.
horsepower.
They're super durable.
Okay.
When you didn't need the horsepower on like a Crandon.
Yeah.
But
Or
racing it at
suspension.
Crandon or suspension. But when you race it at a Crandon, barn jump, straightaways, it didn't suit us too well.
I guess other than that, I mean, last question, gentlemen. What's your guys' celebration going to be when you win?
If we win Fall Crandon in this first time in them, it'd be ugly Sunday night, I'll tell you that. There'd be a lot of stress relieving going on Sunday night.
Dude, I'm there. I got about 3 blackouts to make up, so might as well make it 4.
Did you guys have you guys brought on any new sponsors coming from last year's deal to this deal, or is everything the same?
No, it's actually a lot of new. Like I said, we brought on Simpson, Tap Clutches, Maxxis. We weren't on Maxxis last year. We're really excited about our deal with Maxxis. We got Hayes from last year, obviously Beyond Redline, and John Fitzgerald are there forever, and Victory Sign doing all of our graphics.
Fox.
Oh, Fox. Yeah. Fox has been just awesome. They sent a guy to test with us. He tested with us Friday, picked up some more shocks today, and full support from Fox. So yeah, Hayes Brakes, Demon Axles are back. Rugged really stepped up big this time. I'll be honest with you, it's been a blessing in disguise. I don't know if it's the CF Moto thing or the Squid winning last year or what it was, but it seems like everybody's willing to take our phone calls and want to be involved. So again, I'd like to think it was our race program and our professionalism, but whatever it is, whether it's CF Moto or that or wins last year, it's been pretty exciting. And it's been nice. I mean, a lot of people just really saying they can't wait to see us back. And that means a lot. I mean, I don't care when you're sitting there doing nothing, watching the races, and someone says that and you're doing all that work, it means a lot. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, even I went to Spring Crandon, walking down the hill. It's kind of funny. I was actually there at one of the bosses from CF Moto.
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew. You guys, I think, like stopped and said, like, "Oh, someone said who's that or something."
Yeah, probably Tito.
But But yeah, I was there, and a lot of people. I swear, I walk around the hill. I was trying to show him the facility. He's never been there before, so I took him everywhere around the place, and that was just spring training, and he was impressed. I couldn't see him what he thinks of this here and stuff. But yeah, just every 5 feet was like, oh, when you coming back? What's going on? What are you working on? What are you doing? And it's cool to hear everyone thinking out there, and yeah, it's just super grateful to have all the support between sponsors and people to be able to do this and compete at a high level. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the test at Crandon then? Like everything go like is planned? I should say?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Not an issue.
Lyle, you know the lap time.
Yeah. We were gonna joke around about that.
He ran a 105. Long track.
I thought you weren't gonna tell anybody.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say he was under a minute.
59.8.
It was honestly pretty good. I mean, for what we expected. We had a little belt temp issue where we're freaking out that our belt temp was way too high, but then once it read 500 degrees and I'm like, all right, that's not accurate. There's no way it's 500 degrees. So then we just put it down and the thing lasted like 8 or 10 laps and it was like, holy shit. Like, I don't know. Should I stop beating on it or what should I do? I don't know.
And that is an interesting question. Then, is that an opportunity to find the limits of your equipment? Then, where it's like, hey, like I need to know how hard I can push this thing before it lets go.
Yeah, is that like the strategy for the racing too? Then, like if you guys are in it,
we have a pretty good idea on belt temps. Just going off what people are telling us, I think when you get into that 300 and some degrees, you're probably in trouble. So that's why when I see 500, I'm like, it's not accurate. I'm just going to go till something breaks, and it didn't break. So that was a good sign, especially considering we didn't really put any effort into the clutches. We were just trying to get the car on the track. So, but come race, I mean, I don't think when we raced cars in the past, we drove it until they stopped running pretty much. Where now it's like, you're going to have to watch that belt temp, I think. I don't know, unless it's completely dialed. I'd like to think you just push it as hard as you can, but right now, until we get things dialed, we're going to be looking at the dash going, should we slow up and finish the race, or do we just see if it lasts,
How good is it going to feel when you pass Colin Truett and you're just like,
Not much better. It don't get much better.
It don't get much better than that, man. He's like, you mean first turn?
Nolan goes, you saw the stopwatch, Lyle.
Yeah.
Is it Liner in his helmet dry yet from when he dipped his head in the water at ERX?
Leave it upside down.
Dude, he caught so many meme strays on that. That was so funny, dude.
Yeah.
I think you just did your or I think I flipped his.
Yeah.
I screenshotted his Instagram because he was like laying down like with his knees. I screenshot it and I flipped it upside down and I was like, Colin's POV. And he was upside down.
And you guys got a little appreciation post here from Austin. The trackside support you guys had for Yamaha parts was underrated. Not sure if you guys got enough appreciation for it, but it definitely helped a lot of people get back on the track. And if you were able to continue that with CF Moto, I feel that alone will draw more people to get into a CF Moto to get more of them on the track.
Yeah, thank you. It's that we put a lot of time into that trackside support. I know my grandpa and Pete was at the shop when doing all that, getting that sorted out every week. It was a pretty big undertaking. But yeah, hopefully with CF we can get it. If we can get the dealer line, get going on that stuff, it'll definitely be a lot easier. But it's cool. There's a lot of people reaching out about getting in these CF motos already. To be honest with you,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Fitz is getting a lot of calls too to build cars on CF motos. So that's what we want to do. We want to get more of them out on the track. So
keep them off the track too, man. I agree. Johnny Fitz out there. Bro almost cost me $1,000. He sit at home in Nebraska.
User 862. What are you most excited for at Crandon and excited to see?
I'm excited for CF Moto. Some of the bosses are going to be there, I'm pretty sure, and I'm excited for them to see Fall Crandon. I mean, Fall Crandon is our crown jewel, right? I mean, we obviously wish every race could draw a crowd like that, but man, if you got a sponsor and you show them that, we'll just hope they assume every race is like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But every year I go there, I don't care how long you've been going there. You look at that parade and you look at that hill when you're, even after your race is over and you're driving off the track or hopefully going to the podium, you look at that hill and you just go, holy crap, this is cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for Sunday. Crandon always seems to bring the best out of me. I love the money on the line. The fans. I literally like going through turn one. I'll look out the side, just look at the fans going down the hill.
That's so
Like
cool.
it's so sick seeing everyone. I can't wait to see everyone back and get to see that hill again. So.
Yeah. I mean, was it before the Pro 2, Pro 4 Cup race, the very last race? And it's just being out there, just a camera person, like before the race starts or like right, everybody goes by and they put the trucks in the back and it's maybe a 5-minute wait. But in that 5 minutes, man, every person is out there and you look at that hillside and it is packed, man, from the you even look at the barn, there's people shoved all the way up and you can scan the entire thing and it's insane, man. You even look at the skybox, like everyone's pushed up to the
You're giving me chills. Like I can literally, I'm thinking about it right now. Like, oh my God, it's so right.
It's so insane. And and even there's probably a minute, maybe 30 seconds of when the race is about to start and it's kind of quiet is when it's like gnarly.
The calm before the storm.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of pointing their cameras. They're getting ready, positioned. And it's like that 30 seconds is insane.
You're never going to replace, the big trucks, the V8s and the Pro 2s and the Pro 4s. And we were very familiar with that with the side-by-sides, but side-by-sides bring luck to this sport. And it's pretty cool what they're doing for the sport. It'll never replace Pro 2, Pro 4, but pretty cool what it's doing, I think.
And I agree, man. I think that's something, a topic that we touched on is even, 10, 15 years ago, there were no side-by-sides. It was just 3 buggy classes, light, 1600, super buggy, stock, super stock, and then it was a Pro Light, Pro 2, Pro 4, and the day would get done by 4:35 maybe, and it would start at 10:30. But with this, it's like that manufacturer feel that is back, I think, is done tremendous for the sport because I feel like if they didn't go side by side, I don't know how it'd be faring even right now. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the Polaris support, the Yamaha support, the CF Moto support is Can-Am is again, grateful. It's like back when it was like Mopar, Chevy, Ford, just other things like that, or even when the tire brands were kind of at the forefront of things. So
it's not good if there's not a bunch of manufacturers involved. The more we can get involved, the better off we're all going to be, for sure.
100% creates competition.
Yep. Jarrett says, I know one person already bought a CF Moto for next year.
Hey, Colin Truitt.
Cohen Dual 14. Shout out K Diz, please.
Yeah, I got you, boy.
He goes, shout out K Diz and Emma Owens, biggest fans.
Yes, sir, boy.
And then Kep 63. I hope I get to meet the CF Moto guys and tell them how much the fans really enjoy watching you as a family work together, from Tom down to Owen.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yep. So you guys got a lot of fans like waiting for you guys to come back and show face. So
yeah, it's cool.
They're gonna have merch there. They're gonna have their hero cards there for your guys' autograph. I don't know if that's true or not, but
They're gonna have a free hugs booth. So tight, dude.
But yeah,
but no, it's cool to to see everyone. Oh, sorry if I asked already. Just joined in. Have you guys? Oh yeah. Have you gotten any testing done with the new cars? Yes, they have.
Friday, Crandon, we tested, and then we're going to be at Lena on Thursday.
Yep. And then user 862 wants to know Owen's Snapchat score.
Yeah, there we go. That's right. Yeah, what's your Snap score, brother?
It's like 800,000.
I don't know. Is it?
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
Mine's at 482.
He's like rookie numbers.
Yeah, bro.
Rookie numbers.
I got mine in 2013.
Mine's still 5 digits.
Oh, 777.
777. When'd you get Snap?
He's like 2024.
No, 2018.
All right.
Yeah. See, that's respectful.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's respectful.
Now, I don't know if he's asking for your Snapchat or not.
Did you ever hear how much Riker had? Riker Remington?
No.
he was on his second account and he had what, 2 million?
Yeah, 2.2.
2.2 million, and he was on his second account.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
insane.
Damn, what a hoe.
Oh yeah. He wants to know what's the ad at.
Is it a he
just
or
search
she?
up Owen Van Eperen.
Yeah. He's like, then I'll comb through those.
Yeah.
Are you going to be user 18293? If so, I'll accept.
Yeah. So if you guys want Owen's number or Snapchat, it is Owen Van Eperen. 69.
Yeah. As long as I got it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for questions right now.
Yeah. You missed any of that, Rodney? Any of the if you could be a young man right now, would you?
I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I mean, I'm glad I didn't grow up in that area. You know, the one thing these kids didn't have to do is walk up to a girl in high school and ask them out to prom with their knees shaking. Now they just send a snap or a whatever, and that's where they lost all the integrity in these young kids.
That's what I'm saying, man. Dude.
Tough life.
He goes, dude.
Yeah. How did you go to prom?
I went. Well, I still went. I didn't go to high school, junior, senior year. Did it all online, but I still went to them and stuff. So
Did you ask anybody? Did you ask any girl?
never.
You didn't ask a girl?
I was with my boys.
Damn. Bro, even I asked a girl.
Did she say
What'd
yeah?
she say?
The point is I asked. Okay?
Because I asked.
The police out here, man. Damn. No. She said yeah. Of course she did. Because then I'd led with, I was like, hey man, I was like, what color? Like white or black? And she's like, what? I'm like, what color limo do you want to go to prom in? And she was like, oh my God, are you serious? I was like, yeah, what color? She's like, don't matter. I was like, all right, we'll go black.
That was pretty good, Tito.
Yeah, that's
Did you show
how
up
you
in a
do it.
limo too?
Huh?
Did you show up with one?
Yeah, fuck
Okay.
yeah, I did.
He's like, shit, where am I getting the money
Yeah,
from?
right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was like, hey, mom. So I made a promise. I need you to follow through. I need a limo rented for 7 hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then, dude, we did the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of Mountain Dew in the back and had the
Yeah.
champagne glasses, dude. I mean, we're only so in Crandon. Our prom was during our junior year, and I always wondered. I'm like, why is it like junior year? And I guess when it was senior year, it was just the drinking was unreal. So they moved it to junior year.
So is it in 8th grade now?
Yeah, right.
And where the heck is there a limo in Crandon, by the way?
So this was back in I'm dating myself. 2007. So you could rent one from Rhinelander at the time.
I forgot about Rhinelander.
Yeah. So went and had dinner at Cheney's.
Cheney's, Jesus.
I like that.
But who would win in a Tito versus Owen race? Midwest Super Speedway, with Tito having a 1 lap head start.
Okay.
1 lap head start.
Dang, user 862 is asking,
Do we know who this is?
is Owen single?
So do we know who this is?
What are you though?
No.
Sorry, ladies, he's taken.
Yeah.
But Tito is not taken.
Are we? What level are we racing at Midwest? 'Cause
Highest you got. We go off you.
highest. So level 4,
Okay.
and I get a lap head start. How many laps are we talking?
How long are the races there?
About 10 laps.
Never been there.
Do you think you could catch them in 10 laps though?
10 laps on
Yeah.
a go-kart track?
Yeah.
Dude, go-kart tracks, if you can't run within 2 seconds of like the average lap there,
Yeah.
so probably not.
How fast?
If-
how much
how long's
faster?
a
was
lap?
how much faster was CJ than you?
Like 2 seconds.
Yeah, the laps are like 30 seconds
Yeah.
probably at least,
They were
right?
30. Mine was 34.
Yeah, so that's
His
only,
was like 32.
yeah, so that's like
So
20 seconds.
That was so there's level 3 that they
Yep.
have like throttle down, where
Yeah.
you can pretty much be flat out.
Ooh,
everywhere?
user 862 said single Tito.
I'm
Talking
not,
about Tito.
I'm not single. I ate ass last night. So
He goes, I'm not single.
Go karts.
yeah, so go-karts, so level 3. You can be like flat out pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
But then we got bumped up to level 4 because Jordan Burnlow convinced the guy to do it. who we've been around. So I can kind of get out of the corner a little bit better. I think you give a lap head start in level 3. I think you catch me and win. I think in level 4, I think that'd be a little more difficult because there is more giddy up out of the corner. Because I mean,
well, I'm not gonna lie. I went to what's the place in Indy? I went to Supercross there this year. K1 is that? K1?
Yeah.
And I was there with like 8 buddies. I think we went with or whatever. And I thought me and my one buddy, I think they were like one race away from like either kicking us out or taking our carts away.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
the only reason I say with like the level 3 was because when I went CJ, I probably had a half a track head start on CJ. And like as I was going this way, he was going this way. And I was like, oh man, like he's so far back, we're not going to be able to, you know, kind of compete. And then because it was me, my friend Calissa, and then him. And I don't know, like the second lap around, I noticed like as I come around the corner, he's already like here.
Were your lap times going down? Were you getting tired?
I don't know.
Because I don't know.
I don't know if he like locked in or what. And then like a lap later, he was like closer to her. And then a lap later, he was around her. And I go, oh my fucking God, dude. Is this what it's like to be in a Pro 2? Like you can, there's nothing I can do. Like I'm trying, dude, I'm leaning too. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to do everything. And yet he caught me with like 2 laps left. And then a lap later got around me. So I'm like, yeah, it's new racers are something different. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'd see. See.
User 862 said, add me back. I'm your biggest fan.
Gotcha. Nice.
So
nope, I didn't get ad.
But yeah, no. That's it for
okay. Yeah. All right. Well, damn, gentlemen, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day, busy night. Right, you got a long week still ahead of you, so we really appreciate you guys taking time to come chat with us, talk about CF Moto, kind of give us a lowdown on your guys's again off season, and then the rest of the season here, and then looking forward to next season. So I know it's been great, man. This was cool.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Cool. No, appreciate you having us. We're gonna have I think there's gonna be 4 or 6 10-minute YouTube series things coming out that they're doing on the whole thing. So I think 2 of them are dropping before Fall Crandon here.
Okay.
So 2 10-minute YouTube episodes. Pretty cool, kind of documenting the whole build and how everything happened. So we're pretty excited for that.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll have merch at Crandon scene, and then but yeah, I think for the merch side of it, we might try and do a little better stuff in the future. It's kind of last minute here, but yeah, between that stuff, pretty excited. And yeah, thanks for having us on. Glad we could finally talk about it. It's been quiet for like a year. So
yeah.
Okay. Sounds good, gentlemen. All right, we will we will take a small break, and we'll get back to you guys here in 2 minutes. Yep. Give us like 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
Who that boy popping? Show stopping. Bitch, go to hell. That's how you feel. That's how I'm rocking. They ain't wanna show no love to the boy. Ain't wanna hug the boy. But now I'm up, they turn on me. Who the fuck the boy? Bitch, don't text me. Talking nothing else, boy. Don't let me get near your bitch, boy. She gon' sex me. Call Becky up. We gon' go and buy a boat. Bitch, I like jet skis. I like getting money, making shorties come and neck me. I like drinking 40s with my motherfucking besties. Talking about he know me, boy, he know he never met me. More money, more problems, but that money got me.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good.
Let's go.
Applebee's really big meal deal for $9.99. Size matters when it comes to our big classic bacon cheeseburger.
All right.
All righty, boys, and we are back.
Hello. Am I back? Hello. Okay.
Oh my God, you're so back.
We're back.
You're so back.
We're back.
All right. So no, we just had to say goodbye and
They had to go work on more vehicles.
yes.
Yeah. They are busy. They got a lot to do, a lot to take care of, and I'm excited, man, for our next guest eventually here. But
Yeah.
no, that was really cool to hear more about the CF Moto and everything else that's going along with it.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good.
I think it was cool that you asked all the questions too for that, because I've been there for basically the beginning.
Yeah.
So it was nice to hear like I already heard like all those answers, but it's nice to hear more in detail, I should say.
Yeah, or from somebody that's again hasn't been there,
Yeah.
or just maybe doesn't know, or whatever it may be.
Yep.
So
Like it's almost like research, almost like, oh, what can I ask them? Because obviously I'll probably help out a little bit more again. So it'd be
Yeah.
nice to know what to ask them later.
yeah,
But it's cool to see them. It was fun to see them practicing on, what day was that? Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Friday. Because it was me, Brody, Jordan, Jeffrey showed up for a little bit. Then, like Nolan said, we've seen the lap times. And
Yeah.
I know they want to downplay like what they are, like how they're doing. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
you said.
it's obviously Rodney and Owen
Yeah,
driving it.
sub 50.
Yeah. So sub 50s. If that's good, bad, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Close to
Don't know what that means.
40s.
Yeah, long track, no big deal.
Yeah.
And NBD. So no, I'm actually looking forward to our new guest that's eventually going to be popping on here. Just because it's like I've always wanted to ask him again, kind of about the track.
Mhm.
I guess what can be done. There's for like a nerd like me, it's getting that chance to kind of
Yeah.
understand more about it.
Yeah.
And then plus, right? I mean, you get the insight from him, being a young guy and kind of maybe getting to tell us stuff that we don't know about.
Yeah. He's got a funny, I don't know. Do you think we asked him about the long jump thing?
Yeah.
It's a funny story about like how that long jump thing started at Crandon.
Okay.
He was telling us that, and I was laughing. I was like, of course that's how it happened and everything. So we'll have him tell it. That
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah. I really don't like the color difference between you and I right now. I mean, it's
We're getting the same
you know
amount of
what I
light
mean?
too.
No, we're not. I have so much more light right here. That thing's dim as fuck.
Yeah, that big
Right,
one over
right,
there
that one, yeah,
has
that one's-
no power.
That big one is just not doing it right now.
I didn't
You know what I
even
mean?
look.
Maybe
Should I
if I
move?
sit back.
Let me see real quick. Let me move up.
Yeah, move
should
on.
we give Jazzy Coldcuts a chance here?
Why would it say?
He says, "Can we get to the new producer in studio?"
Yes.
No.
End of the season.
Yeah. Maybe we'll run them for like the last 2 episodes or something.
Can we do that?
I think we try it. Would he go? He
try
went to
it,
school for this, right?
But I mean, I wouldn't make it a permanent thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't?
No.
Is it going to be like Call of Duty?
Yes, that's why.
Yes.
Oh,
That's why.
okay. Yeah.
It's like, dude, there's no way he's going to be able to
Yeah.
do this once a week.
Yep.
Drive 2 hours down here and then convincing Carly, yeah, hey, let me do this for free.
Yeah.
No way.
Mhm.
Garrett said Tito the white skin.
Oh man, if people could see like what light shining on me and what light shining on you.
That one's more powerful. That's at like 1,000%, and that's at like 12.
They're both at 100.
They're not, exactly. See, that one's more potent. There's like LED, and then that one's like
they're both
from
made
a
by
that's from like a 92 Honda.
they're both made by the same company.
Yeah, but that one's newer. That one's older. That one's all wore out. You know what I mean?
All
Like
bombed out.
Yeah, that one's all
Yeah.
bombed out. That 100% is like that one's like 40%.
Jazzy Coldcuts has said wife approves.
Does
No,
she actually?
no, she
Does
doesn't.
she actually?
Dude,
Was
like I
this
said,
him?
he has a hard time committing to Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we all quit.
Yep.
That's why we stopped playing.
Yep.
Because then what's going to happen? He's going to
He's
be
gonna make us
producing,
quit this.
and then she's going to give him a call. Then he's going to be AFK back there.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Thank you. But no, our next guest will be on in 1 minute. I told him 8:20.
okay,
All right,
sounds
sweet.
good.
We're right on time. But yeah, that was cool. It's gonna be awesome seeing Owen and Rodney back.
Yeah. Like I said, I look forward to seeing them. I mean, again, man, the CF Moto colors are so cool.
Mhm.
And again, man, right? The whole merch aspect of it,
Yeah.
right? As much as it is a joke, I think it's going to be really cool to kind
Yeah.
of see like what is to offer.
Yeah. My
Fuck, man.
my skills are going to be showing off for CF Moto. I took some pictures for the last session. I was nervous. I was like, I don't know how Jeffrey does this like on the whim. I don't know how to change
Yeah.
everything, and like
Yeah.
the sun was cloudy. I was like, fuck.
Yes, Austin, they are racing vans at Crandon, but we will get the lowdown from Ty Flannery himself about the schedule.
Yeah. There was I saw Facebook flooded with van requests.
People
Yes.
are loving the vans.
dude, I think it's great.
When do they? I guess we'll just ask Ty. I was gonna say, when do they run? I didn't even look at the schedule.
Damn, bro.
They run Friday night after the pro spec.
I'm like inhaling all these.
I was gonna
bugs.
say, what the fuck's going on?
they are running after the pro spec versus pro buggy race.
Okay, that's cool. Is it just a one and done? One night?
Yes.
That's cool. I wonder
Yes.
who's going to show up for that.
So when is it?
Everybody.
just Friday.
I meant like
Yeah.
drivers wise, like how do you even enter that? Like how do you get it? How do we get Tito into something like that?
Get a $800 van. We gotta go on the Reds and start
You
looking.
know
Yeah,
who probably does
but-
have one is Andrew.
And our next guest joining us this evening, standing 5'12". He is 6 inches around. We've got the man, the myth, the legend. We've got Ty Flannery. What's going on, brother?
Hey, glad to join you guys. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. I thought it was just an endless joke for so long, and you are in the spotlight.
No.
You stop it. You know darn well we've been inviting you. You've been so busy though,
Yeah,
man.
we were
You're
just playing
always-
hard to get to.
Yeah, you're always doing this. You're like, I have a date, I have a fiance, I now have a wife, I got to do this, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, you go have fun and be happy. But we're gonna be right here doing this podcast. So
Yeah. Ain't
Right.
haven't had any time even for a haircut. You know what I'm saying? So,
looking all sorts of feathery and lethal is what we call it.
right?
So
Haven't been able to afford one, so maybe after next week we'll be able to get this clipped.
you know what's funny is I'm actually thinking about getting a haircut this week. And should I bring back the perm mullet or what?
Let's check it out. How much hair are you working with over there, Tito?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh,
Sorry, just adjusting your sound. That's all.
oh, gotcha.
Making sure that you sound. Oh shoot, which one did I do? Oh no, I did Jeffrey's. There we go. Hey, you know what? This is the impulse. Show.
Yep.
You know, let's see what do I got for here.
Hair reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here we go. It's not even that long.
What are you planning on doing with that?
Well, tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
He's going emo band, emo 90s.
Yeah. I'm. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm going 2011 Keegan Kincaid right now.
Oh man. Yes, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Hold on. Oh yeah. We're gonna get this just right. Oh shit. Yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. Check it out, man. Pro light driver number 7, Traxxas. You know, my dad races pro too. Fuck yeah, dude. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew. Oh, dude, this is a dialed look. So, yeah. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Ty Flannery, man. How has it been going? How has your season been? Just give us an update, man. Up until right now.
Yeah, I mean, super busy right now. This is honestly like from now until next week, Thursday or Friday is like the absolute worst of it. I actually look forward to getting into the race weekend versus the 10 days going into it. It's just right now it's all the admin stuff and closing all sorts of things and agreements and rolling out all the racer stuff with the pit sites and everything. So it's been a good year. You know, this is my family's 4th year now with the track, I believe, 4th or 5th. Finally getting into, you know, it took us a little while to get in the swing of things and see where, you know, we are falling in the past and, you know, trying to be more structured, operate more like a business, try to have some sort of annual meeting, and go through everything and stuff. So it's we're looking to have more events and all that once we get rolling into 2027. But it's been a good summer. Our June race was good. Planning on doing something much bigger with that come next year. We really need to grow that event. We're gonna keep doing stuff with it until it sticks. And obviously Labor Day, with the Polaris World Championships, it's huge. I can honestly say I put my little promoter cap on, but it is bigger and better than it's ever been, at least from everything that I have seen. We sold out 2,200 campsites as of 3 weeks ago. Racers in general, we're all the way out. All the campgrounds are sold for racers. We're into overflow in the back, and that's not going to last for that much longer.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of racers, a lot of really important people that are coming in to join us next weekend, and we want to do the absolute best that we can. And we've added in something really cool for all of the people back there that are our partners of Crandon Raceway. It's called the Gold Medal Camp, all the way back by the pond, by where like the Ultra 4 track is in the back, for all of our partners as well, so they can bring their families and have a camper set up down there and all sorts of stuff. So trying to add in hospitality. We put up 2 new skyboxes this year. Just trying to make the overall experience at Crandon better. Me and Kennedy 3 weeks ago went down to Road America. I know when Marty was on with you guys, you talked a lot about that. That's been something that I've learned a lot from Marty Fiolk, our promoter, is just always go out there and try to look to see what somebody else has that's better than you and where you aspire to be. And it's an asphalt road course. It's way different demographic. Drivers are entirely different, but there's still plenty there to learn. So we're trying to get better, trying to grow it right in the right way, make the right decisions, and we're not stopping no time soon. So
yeah, and I think that's great, right? I mean, that's kind of the mentality that you have to have. But if you don't mind, like telling the people, Mr. Ty Flannery, kind of what is your position? What do you do? What is your involvement, I guess, as far as Crandon goes? Like, again, right, we kind of made that mistake. We jumped right into it. We know what you do. We know who you are. But if you can, please explain what you do, in all your contributions to Crandon International Off-Road Raceway.
Sure. I guess my official role is the race director, like the competition director. I handle all the race directing for us on race weekends, especially, on Sunday, with everything that we do on our own separate day there on Sunday. But that's just really on the race weekends. The rest of the year, I'm helping Marty with sponsorships on that side. I handle all the local partnerships with my dad. So we kind of have what I would call national partnerships, and we have the local stuff, and I'm doing everything locally, meeting with, a lot of new partners. We're trying to bring in Kennedy, my wife. She is our office manager. So handling, a lot of the day-to-day type stuff with her in the office, with just, normal administrative stuff that keeps the wheels turning. So my technical role, I would say, is a race director, but our titles don't mean that much around Crandon Motorsports at this point. It's this is what we got to do, and this is what we got to get done. Probably tomorrow after work, I'll be firing up a stick welder, trying to finish up the bathrooms for our new hospitality suites. I got to weld some brackets on there, weld on water trucks, just whatever we got to do. Everybody kind of knows where their own talents are in my family and everything, and we just get it done. Before I remotely forget about it, I really want to give a shout out to my whole entire family. We are like the most family run business of any family run business you've ever seen. Me, my dad, my grandpa, my cousin Connor, my wife Kennedy doing the office stuff. Both of my sisters handle a lot of the hospitality stuff, and they also handle all the volunteers. We're going to have 400 volunteers next weekend. And Mackenzie and JC coordinate all of that. And, my brother and my mom are handling all of the rest of the logistical stuff that's going on the grounds. My brother-in-law, Luke, running our bars. He's our bar manager, handles the entertainment part and all that. My brother-in-law, Brett, running around keeping ticket machines stocked up with tickets and stuff. So we couldn't do it without each other. And it's been a great thing. You have good days and bad days with it. Obviously, it's like every family business, but I'm really proud of us for this. I don't think any of us ever really thought about that we would ever be here 10 years ago. I know it never crossed my mind. So I know that this is all planned for us, and we're making the most of it, and we're just starting to gain some momentum, I feel like. So we're doing good.
Yeah, and I think, right, I mean, again, your family's done such an incredible job as far as Crandon, goes. I mean, from your grandpa, to your dad, to you, your brothers, your sisters, brother-in-law. It's funny too when you were like, we're the most family-oriented business out there. I couldn't agree more because as you were like naming people off, I kept thinking of like people then where I thought about Luke and I thought about Brett, and I'm like, yeah, man, I see those guys all the time, putting in the hours, busting ass and being there. Your dad's out there. I mean, I see your mom, I see your brother, I see your sisters, and your grandpa is still in the dozer, you know what I mean? Still plowing, whether it's turn 2 or the gravel pit or whatever it may be. So I think it's great. I guess it's really cool to see your family and the mentality really buy in, you know what I mean? And I think that's important for a place like that, right? Is the attitude of it to fuck. I can't even take myself.
I forgot. My bad. That's my bad.
So yeah, way to buy in.
I ruined that.
Yeah. So I guess, right, Ty, for you, man, one of the main questions I've always wanted to ask you, and I'm sure you get this all the time, but here's an opportunity for people out there to hear, or even other drivers, because I know that they've asked me about it. So I know your grandpa is, right, very particular about how Crandon is laid out. Like I said, the blue paint is very iconic, right? Everybody knows what it is. But what about the adjustments, or are there any adjustments that you can make to Crandon or the track to make it more racy, more flowy? Again, right, there are a bunch of sections that I have questions about that I guess maybe you'd be able to help answer. So like at one point, right, I mean, the barn jump used to be a tabletop, and now it's one of those where you fly off of it and she hurts. Are there any plans to make that a downside, to tabletop it, or are you guys going to keep it the same, I guess, and what are the thought process behind keeping the barn jump the way that it is, if that's the case?
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you asked. This was a conversation that was brought up with me with crew chief at the gas pump in Crandon about 3 weeks ago. So that's just how things are around here. But so first I was going to comment, you talked about the blue walls, and it's ironic that today the guys were pressure washing all the mud off the blue walls, getting ready for paint at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So my grandpa, that'll take about 50 gallons of blue paint to do all of the blue walls there. He is extremely particular about those blue walls and the grass there. And I can see what he's saying, especially for people from out west who come to Crandon. I had a fan tell me a few years ago, he's like, I've never been somewhere that's so green in my life. He's like, where I live, there's nothing green. And he's like, here you walk over this hill, and he's like, there's just grass everywhere and whatever. And I'm like, oh, so some people, I guess, see things a little bit different than I do, I guess. My grandpa is just so particular about how things look. And as far as the track itself, it's not going to go through a whole lot of changes. There's small things all the time that we can do. I think what we did this past off season was very good for everybody, with adding downsides to the skybox jump and to the big Polaris jump as well. We haul in thousands of yards of dirt at the backside of them to try to give more of a ramp to that. We hear the driver's concerns, and we worked together on that. My grandpa, moved some dirt around from another spot and added to that. I do hear a lot about the barn jump, and I would love to make the barn jump better. It's just ultimately the principle of it is what's a little bit flawed. So those jumps never used to be there in general. If you guys recall, when we were very little, those jumps were never there. That was, just a huge straight stretch from turn one all the way around. The whole idea was, by putting one there, is that it would slow the drivers down before we literally had a pile up in Highway 8. Because there's nothing stopping them. I mean, everybody's just going to go straight over through the fence, end up on the highway. Now we've constructed a fence that would stop one, but before it was just chain link. So we put a first jump there when I was really young to slow them down, and then that has evolved into 2 jumps there. And the whole idea is that when the drivers hit the first jump, when there's just one, they landed really hard and it beat the piss out of them. So we're like, they're driving, all right. So they're just hitting it way too hard. And, if we slow them down before that and then they hit it, it'll probably slow them down, enough where it won't hurt. Well, we put the other jump in, which is now in front of the Red Bull jump. And that's the one that everybody is having the issues with. And what it really comes down to is, I don't know how you make a jump that somebody can hit at 100 or 105 and not hurt. I mean, that's really where we're at, right? I mean, the only thing I think would be a possible solution would be to put the 2 together, and maybe make like a tabletop there, with just one jump. It's just the idea that if you were to bring the 2 together, you'd have to move the jump all as a whole more closer to turn 1, because if you made a booter there, when they're going straight, it's to the highway. I mean, you do have a real concern with the office and the people up on the deck of the barn and stuff like that. So it's pretty complex, but I do hear, for all the drivers out there, I do hear your concerns, and I just don't know what the best way forward would be. And I can tell you guys right now, we could all agree on the best possible way forward, but that ultimately is my grandpa's racetrack. And
right.
He liked it a lot, just how it is. I can tell you that. For sure.
I'm sure, right? I mean, and he has every right to be, proud of that track, right? I mean, it's so iconic, and that does make sense, because it's one of those where, when the track was built, I mean, like you said, these guys were going nowhere near the speed that they're going now. I mean, even at the 40th, and then like the 50th, right? Even when Jamie Flannery got back into a Pro 4, he said the speed difference was insane. It was like a 15-mile-an-hour speed difference. Mm-hmm. And from when that track was built, I mean, the early 90s, late 80s, even
83.
Huge difference between a track that was built for 1985 speed, right? 1983 speed compared to 2026 speed, is a big difference. So even understanding that, right? Like I totally understand that, totally get that on why it is the way that it is. And it's like, okay, well, again, right? It becomes a racer's track then. Like, are you going to go all out and excuse my language here, but fuck yourself up, or are you going to check up and try to be, a little more safe, or try to get, a drive out of it? So, I mean, and that's what it becomes, right? Is a pissing contest of like who can hit it the hardest and who can, again, kind of get out of it. So,
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with it, is that somebody is going to send it. There's enough on the line, and we try to put enough on the line to make it worth that for somebody. And there's somebody who is they're gonna break that thing in half if they have to, to out jump the person right next to them. It's it's a hard one. I think that there's a little that we could do to it, but overall that is the principle of it, is meant to slow them down from going so fast. And the first jump wasn't enough. It hurt. We moved on to a second jump, and that it just, that one hurts the same just because everybody's hitting it so hard. But I think there's maybe a little that we could do with it.
What about the gravel pit? I mean, so I've always wanted to ask this because right back in the day, as you said, motherfucker's flat. You know what I mean? It was flat. And then now it's this big bermed up turn, and it's almost gotten to the point where, like, if you do get too high on the berm, you're just in the soft stuff, and it's just deadly up there where again you lose spots. Is this like an observation for you guys, or do you guys plan on keeping like a berm that high? Is there any thoughts on changing it or lowering it or anything else like that? Again, questions that I see, having been at Crandon for so long, seeing the changes that it does, and again, right? I mean, you're all for trying something, which I love. But again, man, thoughts on like the gravel pit? Is that something that you guys are cool with, or thoughts, observations?
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally cool with it. I don't see any reason to change the gravel pit. I do want to give a little backstory though, because you guys probably didn't know this, but so the pond that I mentioned earlier, where we got like the gold medal camp and stuff, for a lot of our sponsors, that pond, all of the dirt that was dug out of there to make that a pond is the berm and the gravel pit.
Nice. Okay. Nice.
So like all of those ponds you actually see at the track, that was all taken to the racetrack to raise everything up and to make that more racy. So I'm gonna say right around like probably the 38th annual, 39th, it was when Ricky Johnson took over and he established Torque, and I think it was around 08 or 09, and and it was flat. The gravel pit was flat before that. And Ricky was, he's a motocross guy and stuff, and he pried with my grandpa. He's like, Cliff, you got to put a big berm here. You have to do this. You gotta put this berm in here. And my grandpa did in the off season of that year. And then it went through a lot of changes pretty quick. Actually, he did a lot with it in about a 5-year period there. He added in the skybox jump. That was another pond that's back there, was the skybox jump. There was just, that you just pinned it all the way around. And he added that in. And so, no, I don't think that there's really a whole lot there to change. Obviously it's so much better than being flat. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not a track builder, and I would even venture to say my grandpa doesn't consider him a track builder, and there's people like Jeff Nordstrom who were involved with Torque back in the day who, are well known as being track builders. I remember, we listened a lot to what he had to say, and that was when a lot of those changes were made and stuff. And I think we're getting it, up where, we got, this little deal maybe in front with the jump there in front of the crowd. But otherwise, I think that we have speed added in a lot of places, and you guys are going to see now, we just added a lot of dirt to the finish line corner. So it's at a much steeper bank now. The whole block wall was pulled out of the back, and that thing has been raised up. There's a ton of material that was hauled in there from one of Cliff's projects. So
Nice.
I think it's much better, and it's a pretty steep bank in there now. So we're always trying to change, and safety is always, you know, huge priority and stuff. Obviously, as it should be, and you know, we're doing our best to address everything we can, and it's a slow process.
Yeah. Okay. So the finish line turn is more. Is it got a bank to it? You said.
Yeah, it's got much more of a bank. Yeah, we added, you know, hundreds of dump truck loads into there, so it's at much more of a bank. We had to pull the block wall out of the back and actually, you know, raise up the whole corner. You probably the fans won't be able to see it, but you'll definitely see it. You guys will.
I'll be able to tell because that is a pain in the ass to try to get up there and then try to get like celebrations and stuff like that. So,
Sure.
yeah, there are a couple times where I get my big ass up there and I just roll up on the grass, and it's like this is not even worth trying to step up. So, I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's been all added in, and try to make it even more racy. I guess we'll see. There's been some testing on it, but other than that, nothing. No racing. So first time next weekend.
Got it. And again, man, anytime there's changes to Crandon, I look forward to anticipate, you know, kind of what could be different. And I guess what could be better or what could make it, you know, more racy or more passing or whatever it may be, right? Because I mean, it's like you always hear these drivers, man, like throughout the season, somebody's always throwing around, oh, it's a one track line, it's a one line track. And it's like, okay, well, fuck, man, you got how many turns and you can't get by somebody? Maybe you're just slow. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like maybe just say maybe it ain't your day. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's I don't know. But so for Crandon then, is there any changes in the future, I guess, for even like that backstretch at all? I mean, or are you guys pretty happy and satisfied? Again, right, the crowd can't really see it unless it's like a jumbotron kind of thing, but as far as like that back part of the track, right, I mean, after the finish line, I think the two jumps after the finish line were a great addition. And then you got the chicane and then into, you know, the argon turn, and then you know, the straight stretch Cowboy. I think the big berm on Cowboy is incredible. And then yeah, I mean, I guess then you got turn one. Anything in the works, or anything as far as thoughts of potential for the future in that backstretch?
No. You know, it's been something that's been talked about a bunch, just because from the real estate perspective of it, you know, with what else we could do, you know, just for say if that was eliminated, you know, it's a huge piece of ground, you know, that the race fans can't see, is how some look at it. And, you know, there's been other people, you know, that have, you know, questioned things, you know, and stuff, as far as, you know, everything from camping and all different spectator stuff that you could do if you had that, to where, you know, you could get fans on the backside who could watch that whole part of the track. And it just doesn't work right now, you know, because we got race course butts up to the Ultra 4 and stuff. But I've come to terms with it a long time ago. Turn one sells, and turn one is completely amazing. I know I'm biased, but I watch everything motorsports, and it is far and superior to anything else that I've seen. If there's something else out there that compares to it, I would like somebody to show it to me, and I love to watch it. But the element and the other part of it, the reason that I have no intentions to ever move away from that, is the element of surprise that the fans don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I can honestly tell you that came about in such a organic way. I mean, my grandpa never had that planned in the old crew of people who, you know, kind of designed that track and literally started logging the woods. I mean, that was all, the front was a farm, and they started logging. And, you know, like I heard stories from Larry Sessny or Finish Line Flagger about those guys logging in the winter down in the gravel pit corner. That was all woods, and they logged that before they made that racetrack and all the way into the back. And nobody thought at the time that this would be somewhere that the crowd would go nuts, because they really don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, I love to go over there and watch the trucks disappear and the people grab a hold of each other, and they're looking and they're looking and they're anticipating and they're making bets with each other, and he's going to get his ass, he's going to get him, he's going to get him, and they really don't know what's going on. And then you hear them, and then boom, there they are, and they're sideways at 100 to 105, and either it happened or it didn't happen. Then they look at each other and I told you so and this and that. And like, that's something that nothing else has. And I mean, we'd be foolish to ever move away from that. And yeah, no intentions there. It's great. The blind spot where the fans actually don't know what's going on. And then when, you know, they show up, especially in the cup races, man, when the Pro 2 leaves and they're in front, and then the people don't know, is he going to get them? Is he going to get them? And you can have a finish like we had last June. And the amount of people and the anxiety and anxiousness they had of what's about to happen, and having Keegan come out with 2 truck lengths on CJ into that. I mean, it's the best that motorsports has to offer. I don't think there's anything else that can compete with it.
No.
Yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly, man. I mean, when I'd be on the hillside, you know, before I started filming, you know, I'm pretty shit faced, and and as again, right, Keegan may be in the lead, and then you see his like lead like dwindling down and down, or whoever it may be in the lead. You know, the Pro 2, you just see it like they come around, and then it's like the Pro 4's there, and then they come around again, and it's like he's a little bit closer. So I know exactly what you mean about kind of that anticipation or that unknowing nature of it. I mean, even like I said, back in the day, before there was a Jumbotron, I mean, everyone was hanging on every word of the commentator, right? Like you had to listen to the commentator as far as like the action that was going on. You know, it's like they disappear over the chicane, and then you'd have to start to listen, like what's going on in the Argonne loop, you know what I mean? The Argonne turn, and then it's the backstretch and Cowboy, and you know, the commentator's like, oh, he's now within 5 car lengths, and then they come around the turn, and that's something in a way that I do miss, is something like that, is like hanging on the words of it, right? And whoever the commentator was, and again, right, I'm not like saying anything about like Brent and Shane right now, but like in the day, right, it was very like radio oriented, where you had to listen. And then now there's some courtesy as far as like a Jumbotron where you can kind of see some of it. But even then, man, you're watching a screen, you're still not seeing it in front of you until they get around the turn and it's in front of you. So yeah, I guess so. For like Crandon, what are some other things that you can tell us that are potential or in the near future or whatever else it may be that Crandon wants to do? You know, is there another skybox that's going to be added, another skybox that's going to be built? You know, do you plan on expanding the skyboxes by the skybox jump? You know, is there any plans? Because I mean, it's getting pretty tight in there. a lot of people, and it can only, you know, only so many people can fit.
Yeah, I mean, I can say like the whole idea at this point is, you know, we've got as many people squished in there as there can possibly be. You know, that is the truth. It's jam packed. Our, you know, parking sold out, and 2,200 campsites and racers. I mean, we're probably going to have, I don't know, 500 or 600 racers there next weekend. So we understand that part of it is basically at max capacity. But I can say that the goal for my family is to try to make everything better for the people who we have there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've tried to focus a lot on hospitality lately. And I'll be honest, I believe our race teams have benefited the most from the hospitality investments that we made. You know, the racers have taken all of our new hospitality suites that we have, where they can bring partners in next weekend and show them the best of what they have to offer. They're in air conditioning, food and drinks. And I mean, that's awesome for us. It's, you know, yeah, there's revenue and stuff for us, but to have the race teams be able to bring their people in and have a nice place for them that they want to come back to, and bring it's safe enough to bring their family and children and everything there, like that's the best case scenario for everybody. So that's a lot of what we've, tried to pick up on at Road America is just looking at, different additions to the fan experience of little things that you do. We've added a lot into our pavilion up front, on the pavilion there in the clubhouse. We've invested a lot into that. We have that generates some revenue outside of race weekends with weddings and other rentals and stuff. I can say like the two things that are next for us at the facility. We're going to do a big addition onto the pavilion. It's going to have all of its own bathrooms and everything right in there. So, little shorter distance for all the fans, and try to put skybox viewing deck all the way across it.
Oh,
That'd be
okay.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So like actually the snow cone stand, which we will move it, where we will build a new one. The snow cone, the snow cone stand will actually have to be knocked down. And we're gonna have to, because our addition goes that way past the snow cone stand, like up towards the, like where the handicap seating area is. It'll go up that way. So we'll put a new snow cone stand somewhere else. But yeah, do something there and then have it, with a big deck up above with skyboxes up there where people, can look at the crowd and, have a spot in there, with all bathrooms. And the kitchen, that's going to be the biggest thing. Our new kitchen will be underneath that. So,
Okay.
Yep. So the kitchen, and again, it's going to make the experience better for the fans. It's going to be a brand new, a brand new kitchen, and the flow and everything we're hoping is so much better, and closer to the people. And then once we would get done with that, we've had a lot of conversation about turning the barn into a museum.
Okay.
Yep. So it's kind of a hint at what we've already done. We have a lot of historical stuff in there right now with a lot of the racers who have passed on before us and who have helped make us what we are. We try to promote that with their driving suits, their old trophies. And our boy Kurt LeDuc's really good about bringing us something cool every year to put in there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So at least on race weekends, at the very least, have that be the museum on race weekends, if not, maybe a full-time year-round thing, where people can stop by. And our partnership with that is with the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame. So they call us like an annex. So we're like the annex of the Midwest. So, promote people to stop by and get a tour of it and stuff in the summer. And yeah, we've got a lot of stuff in mind, but we're just trying to make the experience better, all the way for all the fans that we already do have. And we've got some really good ideas, and see how our race weekends go and how everything lines up, and make the investment. So
yeah, I know you talk about like hospitality, and I wish this kind of like mentality happened, I don't know, 10 years ago. When I wanted to bring in like a recliner, I wanted to bring in I wanted to bring in a sofa, and I even said, I was like, hey, listen, I'll carry this thing in and I'll carry it out each day, and I got shut down. I guess like what's the big deal there, man? Like I'm just trying to be hospitable. You know what I mean? like Cranon is preaching this hospitality, but yet here I am. I got to sit in some tight ass lawn chair when I could be, in a lazy boy.
Well, we're going to keep it off the air, Tito, but I think I did my fair share of making it hospitable for you while you were over there. If I do recall, I put in some serious work for you to have a good experience over there. So that sofa might not have happened, but there was a trade-off there. And
1,000%, you are right. And yeah, we'll move on. So yeah, 1,000% correct. Do you guys have any questions? Jeffrey, anything from like chat or anything?
Not. They say, let's see here from Austin. How much trouble was Brian Deegan in for torching the vehicle on Sunday night?
Oh yeah, that was a That was a serious deal.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. It was so serious that when I showed up on, well, Monday morning after race weekend, there was a Forest County squad car that was wedged under his fifth wheel hookup from a semi trailer, so it could never be moved out of our parking lot until he was brought into custody.
What the fuck?
But Brian did get on a plane in Rhinelander before the cops were able to put a stop to that, so he made it out. Yeah, they took it serious, but it all worked out. Won't go into the details of it a super lot, but it all worked out for him. I think mostly the reason they took it as serious as they did, it melted the two campers that were next to the car. So for and I know he made right by all those people and stuff. They got new campers and everything out of the deal, but if, God forbid, if there's somebody in there sleeping passed out drunk like Tito used to be Facebook, somebody probably could have got pretty crisp. But
so what did he say? Did he ever say anything to you guys, or did he apologize to you guys or anything?
I was pretty young at the time, and it was before we had ownership or anything. So yeah. I never talked to him, but I know what it. So I know the story. He got into town early in the week and he flew in. I don't know if he got a ride from the airport or what he did, but he needed a car. And right by Yeti's in Crandon, that you guys obviously know, that used to be a car lot there. People just put it for sale. Yep. Well, there's the local guy in Crandon. That was his daughter's car. And he had it for sale for I'm going to say $2,000, $2,500 or something. It was like a Volkswagen Passat. Just an older little stick shift, and Brian bought it from him, but made the deal I'm gonna buy it from you, but I'm gonna bring it back here when I go to leave town, and it's yours again, but I'm gonna pay you for it, because he didn't want to rent a car or whatever. So he just drove this car around.
That's awesome.
Well, I think I'm not even gonna go that way, but he had the car all weekend, and then I was right there when it happened, and my recollection of it was there are some people who probably 3 times the legal limit were convinced to dump a 5-gallon gas can inside of the whole entire car, and then another person had a firework and they lit it off and threw it in the back seat. And it just so happened that there was 2 vlogging cameras who were on them while this all happened. So I don't think anybody planned it to happen.
Yeah.
But when the firework went off, the car engulfed.
Oh, dude. What do you think? He was like, "Oh, dude, you see that? That's so cool."
Yeah. We're out here in Crandon for the 50th. I can just imagine.
50th, man, we're going out with a fucking bang.
You definitely have the best impression.
You do.
I really hope he makes it out next weekend. He's a hoot, and the Crandon demographic fits in well with Brian. So I know he's been after it to get out there next weekend in a Pro 2. I hope he puts that together. Really do.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Again, I'd probably steer clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But actually, honestly, if he wins, if he were to ever win, oof.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Oh, dude.
If
he won the cup race?
If he just won a race, that even.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he just won one. Literally go park the fire trucks, have them at the start line.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? He'd be like, "Somebody give me a Passat."
Yeah.
Dude, who's got a Volkswagen? I'm going to light that motherfucker up. Oh, dude. Yeah, that'd be great. Do you have, I've one more question for Ty.
There's a bunch of questions.
He's got a bunch.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Let's see. This one's more of a appreciation one from Muskie Kicker 9. Being in Sheboygan County, one thing that's cool to hear is experiencing similar tracks and experiences. Road America pushes a lot of family aspects, making it for a great experience to pull from. I don't know. I think it was just a statement. Toyota Racer 49. Is there a reasoning for the overwatering despite drivers having issues with it year after year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That one's right in my wheelhouse.
All right. He's like,
Perfect.
"Find me a question I can answer."
Yeah, I get that one often. So, well, I guess a lot of things are matter of opinion, but it's not something that I'm foreign to getting asked that question. It's a really, really hard deal down there to run the races, right? If you guys notice that a lot of the time the person who gets the most water, we haven't been able to water for 4 races prior to that. We got a lot of kids racing. If you touch that track during any one of them, 170, 200 side by sides, all the way up to mod cart and everything in between, they will not be able to go. So there are times throughout the day when that track will go an hour to 2 hours and I won't be able to do anything with it. In order to try to keep your moisture in it and to keep it back, sometimes you do have to overwater it, more than you would like to. I try to manage it really super well. Next thing is that, we are warned every year. We are on a state highway. They are on you. If that dust ever rolls across that highway, they're stopping you and they're shutting you down. I have to keep that in the back of my mind.
Was that the Wisconsin State Troopers?
Yeah, it's a state patrol. I mean, because they're there throughout the weekend. We have the highway shut down and everything. So, it's a direct partnership. We shut down the state highway to do the parades, a lot of for the detours, on the weekends that are excessive on Labor Day and stuff. So they're there, and you have a direct relationship back and forth.
Yeah, they're soft as fuck though.
So you've got that to work through. But ultimately I am going to say is, Kurt Leduc would say, and again, I'm not saying that there's not things that anybody couldn't always do to improve upon. But Kurt Leduc told my grandpa one time, things were rained out and it was really super wet. And, half the drivers are talking about, I'm not going to race, or I am going to race. And Kurt Leduc marched right up in front of the whole entire works. And he goes, "It's the same for me as it is for you. It's a racetrack. I have no advantage and you don't either. This is what we're going to do." And I often get this with the rain. I hear it with the water. We're doing our absolute best. I can't control the weather. I can control the water. I like to tell people who do have a lot to say about it, I literally will take anybody's input. Come down, take the schedule that I'm given, show me how you're going to do it any better. You've got a race. We've got Labor Day weekend. I'll have to look through the schedule. I should know this off the top of my head, but I think last year we ran 62 races, and that's a hard thing. So I may get it wrong some, but there's a lot of them we get it right. You just don't ever hear about them.
Yep.
Well, and then not only that too, it's like I think earlier this season, I can't remember which track it was, Andigo maybe. Andigo, the dust.
Yeah, Andigo was pretty bad.
Andigo, the dust was really bad at Andigo. And it was just one of those, again, man, unfortunately, one of the track guys almost got hit. You can't see. First of all, it's terrible for the drivers. It's terrible for the safety crew. It's terrible for us as media. We can't film for shit when it's dusty. It's hard to see anything. So then our clients don't get anything because it's dusty. So for me, I'm like, dude, I would rather have it overwatered and muddy than dusty. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you can just suck it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, again, man, I'd rather have it overwatered and a little muddy than it being underwatered and dusty and then nobody can't see a fucking thing. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not good for anybody because, I mean, even there were races where it was just super dusty and you couldn't see anything. I mean, there's a clip of Ryan Beat that again, the dust, somebody's bitching about the fucking dust, and then someone's bitching about how fucking one turn is, and it's like, dude, you can never be satisfied. So at this point, it's like, just suck it up and be okay with it being overwatered and wet. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's
Well, like I like to tell everybody, and somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but on Labor Day Sunday, look at how perfect the track is every single time the cars go on the track. Why is it? Because it's a much shorter schedule. There's 45 minutes in between each race. It gives our track crew time to get on the track every single time, to do prep every time, to water every time, give the water time to set in. Look at what we can do as soon as we're given what I would just say is, a fair shake.
Yeah.
The rest of it, it's hard. And I know when I go around, I'm like, man, this is going to be a little muddy. I'm going to have some dude in a buggy up here who's, he's not going to be happy with this. But I have to do this for the sake of the next 3 races after this to try to catch up, and that's where we're at too. I mean, when you're dealing with TV blocks and stuff, they don't care. I mean,
sure.
The track matters a lot to me, and it matters a lot to everybody there in attendance. But what matters the most to some is that goes live at 7:00, and it's the checkered flag is at 8:59, so they can switch to whatever at 9, or whatever. So there's a lot of elements to work through with it, and I can tell you, they deserve it. The guys that I have down there helping me are truly professionals at their craft, and those guys, if you gave them the right amount of time, they will make that track perfect every single time. If that racetrack's ever not perfect, it's just because we didn't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, man, I still love the memes or the jokes, right? Like anytime there's a water truck out there and you see, like, they really hammer a corner or whatever it may be, the old adage, like, oh, they're getting paid by the gallon. For me, it's such a stupid joke, but it makes me fucking laugh every time. Just knowing, I'm like, it's a good one. But again, man, like I said, I would rather have it overwatered and a little muddy than it being underwater and it dusty. Because like I said, it's just terrible for us. Like, again, maybe that's a bias thing for me being in media and then having to like film. I mean, because we have a product we're supposed to deliver to our clients. And if we can't fucking see them, they don't care. At the end of the day, they want their product. They want their video. And if we're not getting the job done, then it's like, well, then that's on us and that sucks. So it's like, again, right, my preference is I would rather have them spin out in front of me than me miss them every lap.
Jacob Rosales says, who? Ty, thank you for the White Claws last year. And why is there no testing this week? Feel like that wasn't a thing before.
Yeah, so it's always been a thing. Testing the week before the Labor Day races is just something that, we don't ever do. There's extremely rare circumstances where, we ever allow that. It's something that we've talked about doing as of recent. I think the Bark River weekend maybe moved back a week this year. I think there used to be a little bit more of a gap or something too. But as I hinted at earlier, our guys are out there with pressure washers today, pressure washing all the walls off to get it all ready to repaint. And, we're short on help and everything. Like, we try to get the track all buttoned up and put away the week before the races, so everybody can do everything else to make it look the way that it does, from all the rest of the maintenance that has to go on there with all the grass that needs cut and everything that needs tidying up. Like, it's just really hard to have our staff doing both, so it's something that we've talked about doing just to, try to help out more, but it's just really, it's hard. It's really hard, like I said, and you're working with your other vendors, and when they can come and do the things at your facility that you need done, and we really do. We need the whole week before the races to get different things, put up. So that's been in place for for a long time. I mean, there's an exception here and there, but we try to stick to it really close. But you know, maybe it'll be something that we explore next year, first 2 days of the following week or something like that. I'm here to help every race team we can. It's just, you know, I really try to do that.
It reminds me of like Augusta, like for the Masters, like the attention to detail, like you said, is that they're pressure washing the wall so then you can repaint the or repaint it in the iconic blue, and then you know mow the grass and you make sure that everything looks very nice and presentable, right? Because I mean it is the biggest race of the year, so it kind of, you know, gives a little bit of like a Masters feel of, again, that maintenance you know, week beforehand. So
I feel like
yeah
I feel like Mr. Rosales is complaining a little bit. No. No. And I get where he's coming from, because when he goes in, testing should not be allowed since many of us can't get days over other guys before Labor Day. No testing after Bark River, how it should be.
So like with it being Fall Crandon, kind of almost letting that be the
cutoff,
the cutoff, or like the big reason of being like, hey, listen, it's the biggest race of the year. If everybody can't do it, then nobody can do it.
Yeah.
Is that something you'd be open to, or is that something you're okay with? I mean, because right, I don't mean to, you know, get into like financials or anything, but you're renting the track. You know, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day.
Hey, Jacob, you know what date Bark River is for 2027? Book that test day.
Get
right
him.
now.
Get him,
I was gonna say,
man.
they got all year to test that currently.
Thank you. Listen, the Miami Hurricanes aren't making the playoffs this year, so you're going to be out early. Notre Dame is going to be in, and you're going to have all that time to then book whatever you want. Like I said, man, I'm going to be busy cheering for ND when they make the national championship, and then you in Miami can sit at home and then book Fall Crandon. So you go ahead and do that, okay? Like I said, man, Miami not even make the playoffs this year. Bombs. ND national championship.
Zachary Drafkin, and I kind of want to know why you guys went pro buggy versus pro spec instead of pro light. But he asked, what class wins pro buggy versus pro spec?
Oof. You know, I don't know what to really think about it, to be honest. I can't imagine a super buggy chasing, and that's the whole reason that we did it. We wondered, you know, for one, with the numbers in pro spec, what's going to give your fans the absolute best show? You know, and the numbers were high, but I can share with everybody, there's probably 10, 12 pro lights going to be running at Fall Crandon. So the class is going to be pretty full, I think, but a lot of that has come recent. I think the number is 10. So a lot of that is just, you know, really recent, but we knew there's a lot of guys in pro buggy. There's obviously a ton in pro spec. And we were just, I don't think the pro specs have ever gotten to run a cup race. Right. I think that it's always been pro light versus pro buggy. Could be wrong. Should know that as a race director. But I can tell you, just in the sales pitch on it was, let's make the super buggies catch the pro lights and make them get all the way through them, because in the past the pro lights always had to get all the way through the open wheel super buggies. And let's reverse this around, and should be a high number of cars put on a really super good show, and let's see what it's like. I mean, and see how it goes. If it doesn't go good, we can always go back. But as I've said a bunch of times before, we always are trying something new, and you never know if you don't try, and it could be spectacular. Maybe it'll be a disaster. I don't know, but we're, you know, I've had a lot of people with interest in it and stuff. And I just think unless we would go off qualifying times and limit it down with 5 pro specs, 5 pro lights, and, you know, 10 super buggies or something, it would just be too many trucks to get in one race. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll go back to how we were before. Maybe it'll be the best thing ever. And for the foreseeable future, we'll be having pro buggies chasing pro specs. Maybe.
Yeah, see, I like the pro light versus pro spec better.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just, I'm just one guy though. You know what I mean? Not many people in this room right now agree with me. So
well, and the thing is that
pro buggy and pro spec yet either.
Right.
So
another thing is that like
seen pro light versus pro spec either.
Yeah,
no.
We haven't.
Ryan beat, bro.
Oh, that was one guy.
Pro spec, pro light, bro.
No.
Yes.
No.
You didn't specify. You said pro light versus pro spec.
And look what Ryan did.
Revolutionized.
Yes.
Yes. The small sport.
Yeah. No, and maybe you're right. Maybe it should be pro light versus pro spec. But I know this year we're gonna try it with super buggy, pro buggy versus pro spec, and make the buggies chase. See how it goes. Everything is gonna be. Last year we dealt with a little rain, so I know the race didn't really go that good with the pro light versus super buggy. The pro lights just couldn't really gain on them. But this year we got, there's, as long as we don't have no weather, you got practice and qualifying twice prior to that race. So, we should have everything really buttoned up with lap times and should have plenty of information to go off from with it. So
what if we went, stay with me now.
Mhm.
What if we went pro spec, right?
Mhm.
1,000 yards, right? And then we got pro buggy, 500 yards. And then we got pro light. Staggered start. What do you think?
I think that would be a disaster.
For who?
I mean,
Give the people what they want, Ty. I think what they want.
I mean, well,
Pro
I
spec,
think
pro light, pro buggy.
you would have like 40 cars on the track at one time.
Well, that's why you limit them. Then you limit. You do like what, 6 pro specs, 8 buggies, and then like 8 pro lights. You know what I mean? That's 16 plus 6 is 22. Yeah, I mean,
I get so much hate mail for how I discriminate against each driver already, and you are just setting me up for
first of all,
awful phone calls and awful emails. This is a daily occurrence for me and my wife. So you are not trying to help me out here. I can tell you are not in my corner on this. You're like,
here's how
like
you
he should really do that. Let's just see how that works out for him.
That's what I'm saying. I'll do it, man. I'll do it. But hey, man, top 8 or top 6, like pro spec times, top 8 pro buggy times, top 8 pro light times. Either you make it or you don't. And then it's just alternate after that. And if nobody wants to go, shit, then it's like, then maybe you only get 2 pro lights or whatever it may be. So,
yeah.
Okay, we got two questions about the passes here. It says, hey, did you guys change it where you got to buy a weekend pass only and no daily passes? The boss is just wanting to come up for the day. So do you have daily passes?
Yeah, the daily passes are just available at the gate. It's just with our ticketing system. So we only do the weekend passes online. The daily passes are still available. You just have to purchase them on site at the gate. They don't do them through the ticketing system. So they're always available.
Okay, Travis Milhausen asks, who do I contact about pit spots and camping spots?
Travis.
Travis is a jokester tonight.
Oh,
okay. All right. I see.
Hey, Travis.
Thank God.
Travis, I tried calling you earlier today. You never called me back.
Jacob Rosales says, now it makes sense why I didn't get a test day. It's because I'm brown.
I knew that was going to come about in this podcast somewhere. I knew we were going to talk about something.
Yeah, club, Jacob. Now you know it's like being up north and brown.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And Jacob said if you set up the 3 class World Championship race there, Jacob said he would bring out the Pro Light for that.
Oh, see, that's what I mean, man. We're getting some guys back into
Get
it.
some alum.
We'd love it. Yeah, some alumni, man. That'd be a hell of a Friday. Like I said, man. Spec versus Buggy versus Light. I'm telling you, man. Live this Friday at 7 p.m., dude. I could be promoter, dog. That's what I'm saying.
You know, you might. I'm actually being serious. You know, maybe we could be onto something. You know, if we look at the show, and especially, you know, if Pro Light's going to carry on, I want everybody to race, man. I'd like everybody to race. You know, Pro 2, Pro 4. I'd like them to race 3 or 4 times throughout the weekend if we could make it. You know, so I hope nobody ever would think like, oh, you know, we're, you know, just doing this. We don't want them out there or whatever. You know, it's just kind of what made sense at the time, and to try to make the super buggies catch them. But we could be onto something. Here's the only part, though. I learned this last year, which we'll see. The track we had weather for Labor Day last year, so it was a little muddy. But the Pro Light in the super buggy run last year, maybe it was a fluke, but they ran nearly identical lap times. So it's like, how would you ever? That's what kind of led us into this pro buggy thing too, is like, you know, how do you put two together with their lap times being as close as they were? I mean, when the race was done, I think the super buggies had as big a lead or bigger lead than when they started the race against the Pro Lights last year.
Yeah. Well, it's because Milhausen couldn't drive fast enough. So I mean, that's kind of the issue. Like, he was the leading Pro Light, so you're like, oh, okay, well, Buggy's gonna win. So you know what I mean? Maybe if I don't know. You know, maybe if he just drove faster. I don't know.
I don't know.
Jazzy Colcuts, your new neighbor. Ty, great to see you on the show. New favorite guest. Let's talk business here. Can Tito hit turn 1 flat-footed in CJ's Pro 4?
Absolutely not.
Why? Oh, see, now you got to change your charger battery. Why you say that?
Dude, I tried. I raced one time. Did anybody know that? I got did we lose our camera? No.
No. Yeah, we're good.
I got in a stock truck one time.
That's
awesome. What'd you say?
I said that's awesome.
Oh, my bad. So I got in a stock truck one time, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it is really hard to go fast. That was just an old stock truck, and I had driven, like, at the time they're like XB 1000 Razors, and drove 1,000 laps around the racetrack when I was working there at the time, when I was in high school and whatever. And then, like, it's actually so much harder than I thought to make a truck go very fast. And there's so much going on in that thing when you get in there. Like, yeah, you'll talk to your buddy down at the bar, and he's like, dude, if I got in that thing, I would be right in Highway 8. I'd hold it. You know what I mean? You're like, it's really hard to, I feel like, make a truck go really fast, on a serious note. But Tito, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see you get in it. I would give anything. You know, if we're talking about test days, I mean, we could probably work in a Brandon Motorsports provided test day if we're gonna get to see Tito get in the Pro 4. I think have to talk to the upper management, but that might be something that we could work out if you want to give it a whirl.
First of all, it's a pro truck is the idea behind it, a pro truck. Ooh. So I'd probably choose a Pro Spec.
I better get you in a Pro Light where you ain't got to shift it that much.
You're not getting me in a Pro. I would rather do a Pro 4 than a Pro Light, flat-footed turn 1. Ain't no fucking way. The Pro Light's the last one that I would do flat-footed. Fuck that.
You said a Pro Spec.
Yeah, but it's, you know, the Pro Light is so fast and unpredictable and so narrow, and I can't. See, that's one I can't do. I'm afraid of Pro Light flat-footed turn 1. I mean, look, Kyle Greaves couldn't even handle it. So, no, that guy's married.
Another race idea. Toyota Racer. Class 11 versus 1600 light buggy cup race.
Ooh. See, this is ideas. This is what I'm talking about, Ty.
We have the man. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like somebody might get killed in the class 11 out there. I mean, I watched go for that tumble right when Keegan went for that wreck right in front of the barn. He came out of there. I ain't gonna lie, he was shook.
Dude, I think to this day he said his neck still bothers him.
He told me that was the worst wreck that he had ever had was when he was there. That was like a pro-am. I think we did a pro-am race or something like that when he got in that. But no, I mean, anything that the fans like. Oh, and you might have had this, but we're talking about the fans. This is going to transition right in. So if you guys saw the schedule, after Pro Spec versus Pro Buggy, we have the Van Prix.
I know, I saw.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question to you. Was how did that come about?
Yeah, so our friends at Ultra 4, they had the guys from the company who kind of owns it is American Stunt Society. And they came out to Sturgis and put on a race out at the Buffalo Chip for the Ultra 4 race like 2 weeks ago. So we kind of they reached out, and we got working back and forth to, see if we could make something happen. And we're making it happen, and it's going to be something really cool. And I never took part in any good old boy type racing, like we used to have. And this I'm not going to lie, there has been so much interest in this, and people who have reached out and gone crazy about it, and people who told me that, they ain't been to the races in a long time, just the locals and stuff. I'm coming out there Friday night to watch those vans. And I am really excited for it. Again, it's, I think it's I don't know how long they're going to last. I mean, let's be honest, it's a minivan. It's going to nosedive off them front jumps, but
fast enough. If it's a Honda Odyssey, dude, flying.
they're going to, I guarantee you, they're going to put on a show, and the people are really going to like it. And maybe it's going to, I really am. I anything that generates a ton of interest, and if we can, make things safe and get, the average fan who's in the crowd, who, let's face it, has always dreamed to be Johnny Greaves. And that's as, I mean, really, as close as they're going to get is to get in that van and go around there. And you know what? I would like to give them that experience. Like, go on out here, like build your car in your garage or whatever. It's just, there's a lot of safety stuff with it, and that's why we kind of did it for the 50th. And I'm sure that'll come about for the 60th, which is not very far away. So I really like the interest with it, and that's kind of where it came from. And, they got Diesel Dave, so there's all sorts of people who are, coming on out. So there's some people with some huge followings that they're going to be announcing here really soon, and I'm pumped.
Can I get I'm a big Diesel Dave fan. I want an autograph.
No, don't let him. Don't let him. Make him be professional.
Yeah.
But so no, everyone seems hyped about the Van Prix. Obviously, you go on Facebook, and every other post that I see is like, does anyone have a van that's under $1,000?
Front wheel van.
Yeah, snap that somebody's building cages for the van right now.
That's fucking awesome.
So,
well, I really hope, if they are listening, that they got pre-approval from the guys over with the Van Prix, because it's not my deal, and they got to go through them to get their van out there. Like, I'm gonna put this out there now. I'm giving you like 10 days warning. Like, you can't show up with your van and bring it on out there and race. I'm not gonna. It's not my deal. So
Yeah.
I
Go do
But-
your due diligence, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Go and register. Do what you need to do. Do your digging, your research. The Grand Prix, it's on Facebook.
yeah, DM the Van Prix on Instagram and stuff, and yeah, like get a hold of them. And if they want to let you in or do whatever, it's not my deal. It's theirs. But maybe in the future it will become something that we try to do. You know, my grandpa told me that the last year that they had the Good Old Boys,
I was hammered.
this could be flawed a little bit, but I think it was the late 90s or something like that. They had 2 heats of 100.
Holy shit.
So yeah, they and I don't know how they started them or what. They ran after the cup race on Sunday night, so it was a really big thing at the time, and just came in with insurance and liabilities and all that stuff. And that's just where we are today. It's got to be safe. It's got to be right.
I think the last time they did the Good Old Boys was something like 2012 or 13 or 14 or something like that. Because I remember
it was for the 50th in 2019.
Okay, yeah, and then because I knew it was after, and then they never did it again. Because even leading up to 2019, it kind of got a little sporadic where they wouldn't do it. I don't think they did it for like 18 or 17 or whatever. But dude, I loved watching the Good Old Boys. Like as soon as that green flag dropped, I cracked my first beer, and it was like 10:30. And the Good Old Boys, dude, it was such a great way to kick off the day watching the Good Old Boys, and then you'd get the Formula 4x4s afterwards. Dude, talk about a solid fucking warm-up to the day. Just 2 fun classes going at it, and I'm 3 beers in at this point. And then you get into like light buggies. You're like, all right, now I can get up and get some food, go pee, and then get back in time for stock truck. You know what I mean? And it's just such a wonderful, wonderful way to start. And they need to come back.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested, man. Anything that our fans love, and some new people coming in, and I'm all about it. Whatever. Let's see how it goes.
Last thing I do want to bring up before I forget, and then I think this is pretty much then my last topic or question before we end the evening. Bark River 50th, right? Just had the long jump.
Yep.
Tell me about this Crandon long jump.
Oh yeah. So me and Lyle and Jeffrey were talking about it the other day. So we were making like a joke, like when at Bark River or whatever, you had people who were judging it, from the side, and then at one point or whatever, they like went over to Jeffrey and they're like, we need the footage, we need to see where he landed, or whatever. And there's all those people watching. Well, it kind of made me laugh. Like, so my cousin Jed Flannery actually had the jump record in Crandon for, I'd have to look back. I think it was 97, and he had it until, I think Kyle LeDuc broke it during the 50th. I'm pretty sure it was a 50th or the 49th, but Kyle LeDuc broke it. And, I was telling Lyle the story, but my grandpa always, made the joke, which for sure, Jed was in a Pro too, and I mean, completely sent it, obviously.
Yeah.
But my grandpa made the joke, there's just a bunch of Good Old Boys sitting there with their yellow flags. And when he jumped, they all, went over there and he landed right here. And they just pointed right here. And then they just went and built a big old concrete monument. And then it couldn't be broke for literally 30 years or no, 20.
Yeah.
Whatever, 22 years or something like that, So they're like, yeah, he landed right here. I saw it. Did you see that? Probably wouldn't put the beer can out on the track and was like, right here is where he was at, And I remember all those years, and I'm watching all the technology and how everything's changed in the trucks and stuff. And nobody could even get close. Couldn't even get their bumper near where that big old pillar was, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny, like with how technology is, you know, and you have people up there, a whole bunch of people who there was no race going on, you know, and they're just looking at that jump and they couldn't agree on where he landed. And then go to the camera, but here in Crandon in 1997, they're like, he landed right there, and that's where we're putting it, you know.
It's like that 60-inch fish that they caught. Is this fucking big, man? I swear to God. Yeah, he landed way down here.
Yeah.
That's 220 feet. Like, oh, maybe it's back here then.
My boy Larry probably pointed it out from the flag stand, was like right over there.
Yeah, keep moving right there. Right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then here we were for 25 years, and nobody could even get close to beating it again with all the technology we got and trucks that are laser cut and CAD designed, and they just couldn't fly like they used to.
Yeah. Can't get the Class 8s to fly the same, I guess. You know what I mean? Not fly like the 815 at Jet Flannery. Fuck, dude.
I'm sure he sent it though. I got no doubts about it. I bet he really did. But
yeah, blew the struts off that thing.
Yeah. I got one question is with the controversies of how rough racing has been lately.
Yep.
Are you guys, I don't know if you guys facilitate the calling on it, especially you being the race director and everything. Now, is there anything going to be different, like going on into Crandon? Like, are you guys going to be more lenient? Are you guys going to be more strict? Are you going to not so much yell at the races, but are you going to tell the racers, hey man, you know, this is the biggest race of the year. Let's have some good, clean racing. Or are you going to be like, hey, if the door's open, like I expect someone to like give a door, if you will, you know, because my whole thing is, you know, we go back to last year's Crandon and the Keegan Kincaid versus Ryan Beat call. You know,
Yep.
I'm still on the opposite end that most people are, like where it should have stayed, where Beat should have won and Keegan should have took second. But is there anything different going to go on this upcoming week with the races? Like, what kind of calls are you guys going to make, or what kind of calls are you guys going to facilitate, if you will?
So technically, I mean, throughout the race weekend, Champ gets, you know, Champ makes all the calls on Friday and Saturday. You know, Ultra 4 has USAC who makes them on, you know, during the Ultra 4 races and stuff. And the Crandon Youth Cup, that is a Champ thing as well, which are kids that doesn't really get to be in the controversy. But however, on Sunday, that is our day. And technically that is my role, and, you know, I'm in charge of that. But I've had what I'm saying is I could make any call that I wanted. I've had a good relationship working with the guys from Champ. And I want to give them a little bit of props, because I know they're getting beat up on really bad right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to say this to everybody who is listening, who's a racer, who's frustrated or whatever. There is somebody out there who, if you've got something to say and you think that you could do it better, and you think that you can be a mediator between these two, you know, you can mediate this and do a better job, put your name in the hat.
Sign me up.
Oh, what you said? It was really loud.
Jeffrey said, sign him up.
Jeffrey, go sign me up.
He'll volunteer with you.
So,
Give me
I mean, it's a really hard thing. And I look at it from what the Champ guys, despite what people think, because I am on that side of the thing, they've tried it both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make calls, they get cut right down completely. So they go into the year and they say, you know what? Motocross doesn't make any calls. You go down underneath somebody and you push them off the track, they don't make no calls. Watch a NASCAR race. They never hardly make calls. They let the drivers kind of sort it out. So then they go with that approach, and that approach totally backfires. So it's like when you're sitting here, you're like, what's the best reasonable approach on this thing? Do you guys want to be able to sort it out and figure it out yourselves? You know, like what a lot of other sports kind of do. At least that's my perspective along with it. I could be corrected if somebody wants to tell me any different, but I don't know what we expect them really to do here. It's like I see it both ways, and like my deal on it is that if you intentionally take somebody out, I'm going to give you the black flag. Like, I'm not, you don't get to, and no, if you want a rough race and you want to slam each other around and whatever, that's a different thing. But you want to drive in and clip somebody and turn them around, like, you can't do that. But everything else is pretty gray in there. And I think, you know, from my perspective, I'll just slightly disagree with Jeffrey, but also agree in a way. I think if we could have went back and did Labor Day last year all over again, I think that what Ryan did into the back quarter panel of Keegan was intentional, 100% intentional. I mean, when you went all the way underneath, but I think if we could have gone back and did that, I would have let Keegan win the race, but put Ryan in second, because that, you know, they finished first and second. And let's give the fans what they want to see. Take them over to the podium. Let everybody from the grandstands or whatever think that these two dudes are just going to go at it up here, whether they do or they don't. And that's what we need. Like, we saw what happened with the cup race last year in June, right? With Kyle Cheney, Keegan, CJ, the gravel pit. And like, them are the exploding moments that is what is going to make our sport. We are in an unfortunate spot right now with budgets and everything like that. Like, a lot of the race teams, you know, can't afford that, but that may be the only hope that we really have of pushing on through too. It's unknown, but you know, we have to sort it out. And at the end of the day, it's a judgment. It is a judgment thing, but I think that there's little things that we can tweak on. But you know, it's hard. It really is to do it. But you know, I think the thing is that where if I've learned anything right now, because me and Kennedy work with racers daily. Like, not gonna lie, it's a hard group to satisfy. And I feel like if you can do anything, you have to stay consistent. Like, with whatever you're gonna do, I think that would be the best thing that the champ guys could do at this point, is to pick their path and not get off that path either way, and stay consistent, where they know when they go on the track, this is what's going to happen, this is what's not going to happen. If you go off the track and you're on the gas and you're totally on the gas when you go off the track, you're going to get a black flag every single time. Or if you get pushed off the track and you get pushed off, we're going to allow you to stay on the gas 100% of the time to get back on the track if you got pushed off. Like, whatever it is, it's just got to be it's got to be consistent. And that's, I think that's for everything though. That's what we do, you know, and it's competition, and, you know, and people are always going to think they're not getting the best shake and whatever. But I think consistency is the best thing that we can do. Is, you know, if everybody knows that when they race Fall Cranon with Ty, he's going to let you race unless he sees your wheels turn and you drive them right off, you know, or you slam them in the rear end and you take them around, you know. Like, they're going to have to know what's going to be and what's not. That's my opinion of it. But I just wanted to add, like, I hit on it a little at the beginning, but like, there's people out there, these champ guys working up in the thing, they're not getting filthy rich. They're not like this isn't a job that I think any of them all sought out to go do. That's what they're the best at to help, and they can commit to doing it, doing ever. So if there is somebody out there who would like to be, they're a retired racer or whatever, well, work out, see what you can do with the series and try to help it versus cut it down. That's a suggestion. Like, see what you can do.
Okay.
The experts are out there.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that statement wholeheartedly.
Yep.
Yeah. And, and that's what we talked about, right? It was consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And I kind of said it last podcast too, was that, if you're a racer or if you're a race promoter or a race director in that sense, maybe it's time to step in a little bit and be like, hey guys, let's put on a show. Let's Bark River was Bark River. Let's put that behind us. We're here at the biggest race of the year. Let's put on a show for the fans. Let's put all of our vendettas away. And, again, like I said, I guess say it enough, but let's put on a show for the fans and let's go out there and race and give it 110% and show people why this is the greatest sport on earth.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
One thing too, like, just to add into that too, like, I wrestled for 13 years of my life. And one thing that always came off is like, and I get it, when it gets tough and it gets really, really tight, like it's a lot of the times it does come down to the officials. But like, when I would come off the wrestling mat and I felt like the officials were the reason that I lost, my dad humbled me really quick and he's like, it's your fault for letting it be so close that he had to decide it.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
Don't, you know what I mean? Like, figure that out yourself. Every scenario is a little different. We're in motorsports, but like, don't put these people in positions all the time where, they have to do this. They have to be the bad guy. Like, don't.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't put your win in the hand of the officials. That's something across the board, for a lot of sports, right? Football, basketball, whatever it may be, don't let the officials make the choice for you. Either you win definitively or, hey, you just weren't good enough that day. And I think it would be interesting to do, as we were talking about, right? I mean, the champ officials, I think it'd be cool to document or like keep a log or a tracker, of these incidents. So like for instance, right, like the Johnny Greaves and Andrew Carlson thing. Okay, well, what happened? Okay, well, what was the outcome? So then there can be a consistency of it, so that in case there's another situation that happens like that, you can go to the logbook and be like, okay, well, the last time an incident similar to this happened, what was the outcome? So then you can try to be, again, as consistent. And again, maybe they do something like that. Cool. If not, I mean, I think it'd be interesting to do, going forward. So then we're able to keep track of the decisions, the outcomes that came of that, because I'm sure, again, right, some of these instances are first time things, or maybe it's like, hey, this happened again, but you're not being consistent with the decision.
Well, and here's the other thing is that, you know what, like, because these guys aren't going to, they're the champ officials and stuff, they're just not going to keep taking it, right? It's
sure.
They don't get paid good enough to be disliked everywhere that they go or by everybody who speaks about them and whatever. But what I think is a suggestion that I've thought about a lot is like, make a competitive review board. If these people, like, if you don't think that they can, like, that's what SCORE does. But there is like, these people don't even have to go to the race. All right, Ty, you're back in Crandon. You didn't go to Bark River or Dirt City. You're going to be on the competitive review board. And I can think of so many different people right here in this town who have been in the sport their whole entire life. They don't have family or any other ties to it. I think of people like Keith Stamper, that was a truck builder his whole entire life, and did different things in the series or whatever. Like put 10 people as your competitive review board, make the decision that you're not going to do anything during the race,
And it's
that night that night or that following morning, whatever rules you want to make, like the competitive review board collectively agreed to give you the black flag, or they agreed to dock you this XYZ, whatever, because that's a suggestion. I mean, but then again, you got to deal with the opinions of 8 or 10 different people. But I think that these guys who are in this role, they're not going to take the heat for much longer.
Yeah, no, and it's funny that you even brought that up, because Nolan, like a second before you recommended that, said Baldwin's Course Series had a driver review board. Every call got reviewed at the end of the day by 4 pro drivers that weren't involved in the incident, and they had to say it in the final rulings. I'd like to see something like that come back. So it's kind of cool that you just mentioned that, and then Nolan brought up the same scenario. So,
and then we talked about it last week too, about like the stewards also like review stuff like that, whether it's in F1 or whatever it may be, is that there are people that are reviewing the choices or the decisions to hand down a ruling. And again, right, all this is all hindsight, right? Easier said than done, whatever it may be. And those guys don't get the benefit of that. So I think in order to make it easier on them, you give them the benefit. You know what I mean? You give them the resources or the opportunity to get the call right, instead of trying to make it right then and there. Because again, right, some calls can be made right there, right? Again, where somebody takes a guy out, you're like, all right, that's a black flag. Like we call that one. But when it's something like something like that, maybe that's one of those where you give them the opportunity, where then they're like, hey guys, we're gonna have to make a ruling on this later. Like there's some things that we're unsure about, right? There's doubt in this decision, and you give them that opportunity to make the right call, instead of being like, nah, man. And again, maybe unfortunately that's it. Maybe Champ or whoever is like, hey, we need this call right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, we have to make this call right now with what we've got, and this is the call. And maybe it's evolving to the point where, again, right, they didn't even hand out the rulings until the end of the day. So maybe that opportunity is there now for them to have that, to be able to make the decision and make the better call. So then, all right, everybody wins. Because I mean, because if that's the case, that's tough for them to make a call right now and then have to live with it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's part of the job, it sucks, but.
Well, it's hard, but that's why, every business that is, especially a big business, is they have a board, they have a panel of people. And I'm just going to say, like, this isn't the way that it should be, or it has to be. But with the state that it's in right now, and the feelings that everybody feels and stuff, is, I think it's our best way forward right now. And like you said, it doesn't even need to be people like me, who, I mean, I've been around a lot of racing, right? Me and Nolan were a year apart. We've lived it, breathed it our whole lives. Like, we're huge fans. We've watched a lot of calls be made. We've watched, just in general, a ton of racing. But if you don't want to go that route, just do it with drivers then. Just do it with, take one driver from each pro class, and just say, we're going to take one driver from pro stock side-by-side, pro side-by-side, pro spec, whatever, pro spec, pro light, pro 2. And these panel of whatever that be, five classes, these 5 people are going to make the decisions for pro 4. And these 5 people are going to make the decisions for pro 2, and have it be one of the pro 4 drivers along with everybody else. And it's a random thing. And, you meet at the Champ trailer at X, Y, and Z time. You review it, so everybody looks at the same screen, sees the same shot, sees the same whatever. Put your name in a hat, walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nope. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And walk away. I mean,
easier said than done, but I mean, I'd love the suggestion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's to be said.
yeah, it's way easier said than done. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I think, I mean, I know, I know that there's a lot of other frustrations that the drivers have that this is just,
Sure.
on top of that, going into that, this is just, kind of adding to it. But this is something that, we can have a little control in, you know what I mean? And there's something that we actually, by putting a small group of people's heads together, can make the best possible, or the best way forward. I think a lot of the frustrations are based on the economy and cost of things and reward of things and that kind of stuff. But us on this podcast and a small group of people can't change that. We can't change the economy. We can't change sponsorships. We can't change costs and inflation and whatever that everybody in this industry is facing or in the world. But we all can help people cohesively make calls. That's what,
Yep. Yeah. But is there anything more
No.
that you want to promote as far as Crandon is coming up or arriving very soon for us?
Yeah, so we're gonna have some. I know you guys know, but a lot of the race fans don't know, or maybe they've seen a little bit. But there's gonna be some really big announcements probably coming out the end of the week with some drivers that are gonna be attending the Polaris World Championships next weekend. So we've got actually some really big news for our friends in Ultra 4 on a specific group of drivers who are going to be coming out to compete in that, to really add to that show at night. Obviously, we heard Rodney talking that CF Moto is going to enter the game running the Ultra 4 course at night there. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be announcing that pretty soon. Whenever they decide to do that. And like I said, going to have some new faces back in Crandon that haven't been here for a long time. So we're excited. And like I said, my family's worked really, really hard at this, and everybody's doing more than their fair share. And we're working at this to be the best that we can. And, I have so much to be thankful for, you guys, with where I'm at right now and what we're trying to do, and from a personal perspective, my siblings and our spouses feel the same way, but we're getting to live out our grandpa's dream with them. And how many people can say that? This was his dream. I can confidently say it wasn't our dream. This wasn't what we had really thought was possible or we were ever going to do, but he always did. And, to get that come through to fruition, and all of the people before us who have put so much into this, all the families and local people in Crandon and stuff, and everywhere up here, it's a ginormous undertaking. But I'd like to think that the racetrack is in the best possible hands, and we're working really, really hard at it. And I'm sure you guys, or hopefully you can feel it from me, feel it from my family, that this is something that we don't take lightly with what we're doing here and what we're in charge of. Racing in Crandon's been a big thing, and like to give a shout out to Nolan. I know that he had wrote a couple things in the chat, but growing up together in Crandon, like, racing was everything to us. And I can't believe that we're here with it right now. He's a member of the series, and us with the track and stuff. And I remember when we were little kids, we always started school the week after the races were done on Labor Day. And right in the back of the Crandon school, there's a basketball hoop. It's made with a concrete pillar that goes down into the asphalt. Then there's a pavilion there with some steel tables with like that rubber coating on them. They're sitting underneath there. And we had built our own racetrack, but we just ran it on foot.
Yeah.
And try to go you guys know what I'm talking about? We had to go around the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to go around a table, then around like one of the poles, and then race all the way back up. And I remember it was always a war as to who got to be Johnny Greaves.
Yeah.
And who at the time it was Kent Brasho and like the LeDukes and Baldwins. Like that was when we were really little. So it's meant a lot to us. It's meant a lot to a lot of the people in Crandon. And this has been a huge undertaking, but I'm really thankful. And I know we're right where we're supposed to be, and we're going to make the best of it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, man. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if there's nothing that you have for Ty, I just want to say, hey, man, thank you for taking time out of your day, your night to join us on the podcast and talk everything Crandon, you know, again, everything as far as your aspect goes. Again, everything from the future that it holds to the track to, you know, again, a lot of the stories that you have growing up, and even again, right, you're a very young man. So, you know, you got a lot more coming your way, but yeah, man, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Chad appreciated it for sure. So we will see you next week. We'll probably see you sometime Wednesday after we whoop ass and win that golf tournament for the third time. So we'll be seeing you then as 3-time winners.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me on, and thank you guys for keeping this going. You know, it's something that I know myself how much work administratively that this probably is for you guys, and most people, you know, are
free.
They're going to listen to it driving on their way to work tomorrow, or sitting on the couch, you know, or watching it tonight and stuff. And what you guys have to do to put this on behind the scenes and stuff, it's so much more than just what it looks. I'm sure of that. So we need more of it, and I'm thankful that you guys have done this and keep it going and given the race fan something to look forward to every week. And yeah, you guys keep it going. You have my support all the way.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Ty. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
All right, we'll see ya.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
All righty. Well, so now what we're going to talk about. No,
Yeah.
So the next topic.
Yeah.
So our next guest.
Yeah. No, Riker said, boy, Tito over there really calling me out like that when I was at football, and I couldn't even defend myself.
I know. I was gonna show you.
Well,
That's all it says is Riker wants to do a message.
And then Wabu goes, Bonjour, my brothers. Chilling, started the fire and put out a plate for Auntie Dolly.
Oh, Dolly Parton.
Yeah, just blessed.
Love yous. We whooping that ass again on the course, right?
Yes, sir.
He goes, let me know so I can get my clubs out of the pawn shop.
Yeah, that's our shark right there.
Yeah.
Make sure you bring your red number 1 plate.
Yeah.
We're whooping ass in about a week.
Yep, dude. I cannot wait. And because I went golfing this past weekend, and I got my shit play out.
All right.
Let's go.
So I was a little hungover, and just some of it was, a lot of it was bad luck. I'm not gonna say a lot, but
I'm going golfing with Ty on Thursday. So
good.
So I'll get my round out of the way.
Good.
But
I'm gonna go Wednesday next week.
We just need you to putt. Okay.
Oh, and then Blair, my boy Blair.
Our
I'm
boy
sorry.
Blair.
Sorry for not getting back to you. It said Tito at Skyline, 7 p.m. sharp.
Yes.
Be there or be square.
And
he'll make you laugh till your drink comes out of your nose.
Knows.
I think the winning topic right now is 28-21. Can't tell if a big dude is fat or fit, I think is going to be the topic. So I'm gonna have to write that tonight or tomorrow. And that'll be the topic for tomorrow.
I do love the 2 times you plugged your comedy show where when we're talking about Ken Roxon and CF Moto. You're like, by the way, this reminds me.
And then Jazzy Colcutt says Jazz for Impulse Media assistant producer.
If he can consistently commit to this,
he can't. That's why I don't know what he's doing. He's just trolling you guys, is what he's doing.
Okay, well, I'm.
You know him better than us.
I do, because he does it all the time.
Yep.
And
I love him so much.
And then he says Tito at Skyline Comedy in Appleton, 7 p.m.
So he's not lying about that one.
But no, T, you want to read the sponsors?
Yes, I do. We want to thank 21 Gun Roadhouse. They are not open on Mondays, but if you go there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and you drop Impulse 40, they will add 80% to your tab, but it goes towards all the workers. So 21 Gun Roadhouse, amazing food, even better beer, better atmosphere, better time. Go check them out. They are in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Cold Corner is also another place that they're called. Also, thank you to Bill Stein.
A way of life.
It's a way of life. Thank you to Zero Fun Crew. Like Jeffrey said last week, we're going to be having some more designs, some more merch coming out. I know that people enjoyed the last shirt that we did and even the run we did before it. I've gotten multiple requests about ZFC hats, more shirts, stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that soon and eventually, now that we have ourselves a nice little area. And of course, shout out to our biggest sponsor, our biggest supporter.
Yes.
The place that we call home. Race.
Yep.
We call home at Bark River.
Yep.
Race Driven. Thank you guys so much for believing in us. From day one. I mean, Brian Heiding, just what an absolute demon. You know, just he's 200 pounds of raw steel and sex appeal. You know what I mean? Race Driven, the #1 Polaris dealer in the UP, also carrying Can-Ams as well. Make sure you get up there. 80% off of all units with Impulse 80. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
but if you're looking for a Polaris or Can-Am, Escanaba is the place to be. Ask for Brian Heiding. Ask for Big Booty Doug. They're gonna hook you up. Such a wonderful place. Wonderful people. And we love them. Love them so much.
And
I do love them.
Yep. And then Nolan goes, I got you, Jazz for Impulse Media assistant producer.
If he can commit,
He can't.
It's all about commitment. This one's on you, Jazz.
yep. If you're willing to do this, we're open to it.
All right, we need a poll. Do we allow Jazz on here or not? But with that being said, that is the Impulse show. We don't know if we're gonna be on next week before the race. We're gonna try. It might not be live. It might be old school and in
Audio
a dirty trailer somewhere.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, might be recording it on the golf course.
Yeah.
Oh, Wendy.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in on our live show. We've seen 80 people tuning in, so thank you guys very much. We love you guys, and yeah, that's the Impulse show, and we'll see you guys hopefully next week.
Yep.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.